Good afternoon. It's 3 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. Titans training camp begins this week as players will report tomorrow and will be on the field for practice on Wednesday. Chad Brinker and Mike Bergonzi will speak at the podium tomorrow at noon, which you can catch right here on 104.5 The Zone. In other Titans news today, the team announced that quarterback Will Levis has opted to undergo a shoulder surgery that will make him miss the 2025 regular season after consulting with multiple doctors. That leaves just Cam Ward, Brandon Allen, and Tim Boyle as the quarterbacks on the roster. Also, it was reported that L'Jarius Sneed and Lloyd Cushenberry will start the season on the PUP list. Sneed is still dealing with a quad injury that held him out for most of last year, while Cushenberry is recovering from a torn Achilles. For our foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. We are locked and loaded on this good Monday coming off the weekend. And you know what time it is in the state of Tennessee? Well, if you don't, welcome to Nashville. The Tennessee Titans will begin practice this week. It's going down, people. Football is back, Babsy.
For real.
And she's in the building.
Let's go. What up? Actually, let me introduce you this way. Everybody, welcome in.
What up, good people?
Ronald Sylvester Slay, Hall of Famer.
Hey.
Official.
Sounds good, Babsy.
3HL powered by Ferguson Home. Check out their Mount Juliet showroom, 401 South Mount Juliet Road, Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. We love Ferguson, appreciate their support.
That's right. Babsy, can I start the show with let me give a little shout out, Zell.
Little shout out.
Little announcement shout out. Give me the horns.
I like it.
Thank you for that. Man, shout out to the city and the state, man, and my 3HL teammates, 104.5 The Zone coming through. The love that was shown Saturday, hey, man, I was speechless. Man. There was an incredible event put on by Brad Willis and the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame.
You're still recovering from that incredible event.
I am. Mike Keith did a terrific
event.
job, emceeing, getting people through. 20 people in the class. That's quite a few people. I think that's the biggest class that has gone through. So for them to be able to get through it and everybody kind of stay engaged throughout the whole thing, that was pretty dope. I didn't know I was going last. Zeph said he did know. So
No, I found out when you told us.
Oh, no, I didn't tell y'all.
Yeah, you told them, and then they told me.
I may go last.
No, I confirmed.
Yeah,
I went and asked Brad.
Yeah, I was like, I have no clue. I had no clue. So
I go, did you put Slay last? He goes, I did.
So that was pretty cool, man, to be able to close the event, but going in with the fellow inductees, man, that was really, really dope. I am overwhelmed with the support, the love on social media. I salute all of y'all. And will continue to be a representation of the state of Tennessee and Nashville.
Tennessee,
we in there, baby. It is what it is.
It was perfect, too. So when, and Mike Keith, I know. Needless to say, does a phenomenal job at whatever he does. But he hosted all the interviews with all of the inductees that were there. And you were last. And, of course, you... First of all, let me point out, walked up on that stage, no cane, no walker.
None of that,
2.5 weeks removed from a complete knee replacement.
That's right.
Looking good. And, told Mike, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Turned around, put the headband on, and said, this is home, right?
This is home.
We're at home,
yeah.
right? And the entire room went nuts. And there were a ton of people there. It was. Brad Willis did a phenomenal job. And Harold, who is, I've known him for years because I've worked about 1 million Liberty Bowls. So, so I got to know him really well. But they just did such a phenomenal job with the entire event. And I loved how you pointed out, because you were like, hey, they call me the Tennessee Mud.
Yeah.
And you were like, we've got Memphis people over here. And sure enough, right side of the room goes nuts.
Yeah.
And then you're like, then we've got like our
East Tennessee, Knoxville.
Knoxville people. And the middle of the room goes nuts. And then you're like, and now we have Nashville side here in the city. And then the right side of the it was so funny because it was like three separate areas. And you hit them all. And I was like, oh, yeah, you got ties to all of them.
Every single one of them. But, Babsy, before you finish, though, we can't let it be known, we can't let it just slide by without people understanding who, they said I stole the show, but the Harders, Babsy and Mr. Babs came through so legit with the Tennessee Orange, the real Pantone 151C. Is that what it is?
Yep. That's it. Yep.
Man, the Harder had on the Ray Mears coat that he made famous. Babsy had the all-orange on dress with the headband on.
And the checkerboard bracelet.
The basketball earrings. Hey, man.
We were ready. So we walked in, and we go to the VIP. This is way before you're there. By the way, our skin was like burning, wearing all that orange. But anything for Slay. And we walk in. Who do we see first as we walk into the VIP area? Coach Fulmer. He's in the middle of a conversation. He turns around and he's like, this is what I'm talking about. Blah, 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 and then somebody next to him was like, oh, hey, you guys balls? We're like, nope.
Nope. But we're in here repping, though.
But we'll rep for Slay.
Yeah.
And
also,
that's it.
Can 100% confirm that Headband Babs is an alter ego?
It absolutely is.
Because she was absolutely on one as soon as she put that on. Like, it was two completely different people from before Headband to after Headband on Dawn. So
I hate I could not get back there to y'all table. Like y'all table should have been a little bit closer, man.
Thing.
I know.
Everybody was
and we were in the back.
Yeah.
So we were further away, so we didn't really have
a good thing.
I loved it though. I loved it, man.
Brad Willis isn't dumb. He's like, I know this table needs to go to the back.
No. Hey, man, but kudos, salute, man. Everybody's story was amazing. People that we didn't know that were getting inducted, to hear their story, I thought that was pretty dope, man. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a journey. Yeah, man. It's always interesting to hear somebody. And the impact, I think the most important thing for me, last thing I'm going to say is the impact that you're able to leave on people, whether it be in your sport or outside of the gym. And like we talk about it on our show all the time, we want you to come up and speak to us because you don't know who you're impacting by your journey, your story, or taking 10 seconds out to shake a hand, give an autograph, take a picture, or just say hello. Like, people remember that. Man, I'm talking about from young to old. So continue impacting lives, man. That's what I took the most from it, man, the impact that everybody up there on that stage left in the state of Tennessee, and it's continuing to live on, and you got to etch out a mark for guys to come behind you. So,
and every single one of you guys during that on stage pointed out the people that helped you get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it's moms or sisters or coaches or friends or, random stranger on the journey that help, you never know. So very, very cool. And we are so proud of you, Slay.
Thank y'all,
it's
man.
well-deserved.
Appreciate it.
And of course, you slayed the on-stage part. Not a surprise.
Thank you.
It was great. And shout out to the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame and Brad Willis and everybody who just, put on an amazing event. It was really perfect. So good job. And now we get to talk about a whole lot of drama with the Titans.
It is here, Babs. It's on our doorstep.
Holy
the Titans.
moly.
Hey, man, training camp starts this week. But before that, we got people that are going to be sitting out of training camp, starting the season on the PUP list. You got Will Levis saying, you know what, y'all? I'm out for the season. I got to have shoulder surgery.
No, what he really said was, screw y'all.
Yeah. So, okay. And we're going to get into
this argument with somebody, some random person at the grocery store.
Talk to me.
Because they're like, that wasn't him saying screw y'all, blah, blah. I'm like, I absolutely think it was.
I do too.
Which is fine.
Listen, man, from his perspective, for me, a player gets caught a lot of times by the team, and the team has the upper hand.
always. I feel like
majority
the team
of the time,
always
yeah.
has the upper
Like
hand.
this is one of the times that the team got caught slipping.
That's why the NFLPA exists.
Exactly, because you need somebody to fight for you. Like that ain't right, dog.
Right.
This time, Will Levis got the upper hand, and in a business, well, that's how it goes. He won on this one. He got a one up on the Titans.
It seems petty, but
but
we also don't know the details behind the surgery and the injury and how bad it really is. But the timing
that's all I'm saying.
Of this
that's all I'm saying.
Is questionable.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the same shoulder he injured last year at Miami, where it was Mason Rudolph had to come in and they ended up winning that game. He missed, I think it was, 4 or 5 weeks following that before he was able to come back.
And he was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, and then he ended up coming back for that Colts game, and he clearly was not ready because
he couldn't throw.
Couldn't throw it in that Colts game. I mean, he
shorted everybody.
Yeah, and so then it was back to Mason Rudolph the rest of the way. So I want to know why he waited till the end of July to do this. Because if he
2 days before training camp, you mean?
Yeah, like
you know exactly why. He did.
If he really knew his shoulder was hurting, why would you even go out there for the off-season stuff?
Workouts, yep.
A few months ago.
Yeah,
like it doesn't. It's very clear what his intentions were. Very clear.
I'm just saying, man.
Whether he says that or not.
Yeah, it's 50-50. Like either way you want to look at it, you can see both sides of it, and I'm cool with that. And I'm going to look at it from the perspective of, hey, y'all, I got you. What? It happens all the time. Like we just learned at Super Bowl when we had the opportunity to talk with Chris Johnson, his story about how that all went down with the Titans.
Oh, man,
like,
yeah.
It happens.
Which I had never heard before.
I hadn't either.
He talked about that.
It happens all the time where
he played injured to try and help, and then basically they screwed him and
at the end
didn't give him a deal.
No contract. Like it happens all the time, man. So Will Levis just got the upper hand. It's okay. It's all right. It's the business. We say it's okay when the players get done like that, and then we tip the cap. All right, man, it's a part of the business. Okay, take it to the NFLPA, do what you got to do. This time they got one up on me.
So Vandy Chris says, did Levis screw the Titans? No, not at all. They knew going in this was going to happen. That's why they signed all the quarterbacks in free agency. I disagree with that.
I do too.
They did not know this was going to happen. But I will say this. They thought maybe, this is my take, they thought maybe, okay, Cam beats him out. At least we get a little competition for Cam Ward going in to push him, make him better. And then if Will Levis balls in the preseason, maybe we can get something for him in a trade.
Yeah,
that's my take on why they have the other quarterbacks too, is because they weren't necessarily thinking, oh yeah, Will Levis will definitely be on the roster, but maybe they could have gotten something for him in a trade. Now, up until now, there was no suitors, no interest, nothing like that. And maybe that was part of the reason that Will Levis made this decision, not necessarily to say, screw you to the Titans, but also, okay, there's no suitors out there. There's nobody that is clamoring to put me on their roster. I'm going to get healthy and for my future, so I have a chance, I'm going to do this.
Also, a little bit of pushback to that. Those other quarterbacks are Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle.
Yes,
right.
No, they did not expect this to happen.
No.
They were not planning. If anything, they were at least hoping they could get something from him via trade.
Right.
But that's not guaranteed. So they were going as if, okay, Will Levis is going to be our number 2.
Yeah.
Like he's going to create some competition. If we get something for him, we get something for him. If not, we have our backup quarterback that's been in the system, that's worked under Brian Callahan before. That's it.
That's why he's here. Yeah. Because he knows Callahan and Callahan knows him and trusts him. That's why he's here.
Yep.
Brandon Allen, Tim Boyle, not really what you want your backup plan to be.
They stayed away from being able to just say Cam is QB1 because of the competitive spirit they wanted to put into the practices. Remember, they felt like
it always makes people better when they compete.
And they felt like they gave Will Levis the keys last time, so they didn't want to make this mistake with Cam Ward, in my opinion.
Now they have to.
Now that takes everything out the window. Mm-hmm. It's all gone. So
I mean, let's be honest.
We knew what it was
we all
anyway.
knew it was going to happen anyway.
Will Levis knew what it was when he was drafted. When he was taking number 1 overall, the rating was on the wall at the same time, but him knowing the ropes and having 2 years ahead of him, still thought there could be competitive in camp coming into it. And that's all you wanted as a coach that's fighting for your job also.
Yeah.
You want some competitive spirit in that room. Now, Brandon and them, we're going to see.
Okay. Don't worry. Zeph has given us a list of available backup quarterbacks for the Titans. Maybe we'll look at that next. This is 3HL 104.5 The Zone. All right, I want to tell you about our friends at Bart Durham Injury Law. You know, if you happen to be in an accident, then your entire life can change, right? And I think we all know that. So if that happens to you, I'm going to tell you who you need to call, and that would be Bart Durham Injury Law. Marine veteran Blair Durham and his team have been fighting for folks in Tennessee for years, making sure insurance companies pay up. So there's no upfront costs. There's no waiting around. It's just real people making sure you get what you deserve. That car wreck can throw off your job, your bills, your peace of mind, all of it. And that's when you need our good friends at Bart Durham Injury Law. If you've been injured, don't wait. Call BDIL. Make sure you get what you deserve. 615-242-9000. They are here 24/7, ready to fight for you. Bart Durham Injury Law at 615-242-9000.
Welcome back in to 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by the great good group at Ferguson. Yes, get all your needs, man. Why wouldn't you? Listen, we are telling you exactly what's going on leading up to Titans training camp, which starts this week. We just hit on Will Levis. And listen, the phone lines are open, 615-737-1045. Jump in anytime. I'm sure you got opinions. I'm sure you got questions that maybe you can't get answered, but you can't talk them out. So if you just throw it up there on the wall, maybe it'll stick. Maybe it won't, but we'll have something for you. It's something else, Babsy.
I was going to say people might want to talk about the other news that came out today.
And we've been alluding to this all spring. It's been in question and been quiet.
Also want to point out, so Easton Freeze, A to Z Sports, covers the Titans. We have him on often. So he puts out this tweet early this morning that Zeph sends, right? Head on a swivel. So, of course, I'm like, oh, hell. Here comes the news. So I think all of us had heard the news prior to it actually breaking about Will Levis. And then the other news about L'Jarius Sneed and Cushenberry starting the season on the PUP list, which means physically unable to perform list, which is ironic considering we just heard L'Jarius Sneed go, what did he go, first person?
Yes.
Talking about it's time for me to show everybody who L'Jarius Sneed is, and I'm as healthy as I've been.
That's what we talking about.
I've got that if you guys want to hear what he said.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
because clearly it was not the truth.
So this was from a couple weeks ago. He was doing a camp down in Louisiana, and he joined their local TV, and they asked him about his health, and this is what he had to say.
I'm healthy as I've been. You know, last year, my first year didn't go as planned, but, you know, it's time to come out and, you know, show the world and show what God been instilling in me this entire year. I'm ready to get back on the field, and that's my life. That's what I do for a living, and I missed the whole year, and, you know, I have to remind everybody who L'Jarius Sneed is.
I'm healthy as I've been.
Yeah. And I think that's, you know what, coming from him speaking, I think, yes, he said exactly what he needed to say. That's right. Like, I'm about to get back out here and show everybody exactly what's been going on with me and who I am. I got to reestablish myself. But in order to do that, you got to be healthy. So let me ask you this, Babsy. Starting the season on that PUP list, if week 1 hits and he's ready to roll, he's inserted into the active roster, he can jump right on it, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So he can come back.
August 30th is the day where you finish your roster. You're talking about PUP list?
Yes.
Yeah. So right now you can come on and off PUP list throughout camp.
Okay.
But August 30th is when it's your final roster. Then you decide if you're on the PUP list. At that point, from a physically unable to perform standpoint, then it's 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But as of right now, you know, I mean, he could literally be on it a week and be back. Who knows?
Right. So,
and I've seen a bunch of players start camp on it and come off and be fine. It's just that you literally cannot step foot on the practice field with your team.
See, that's the scary part.
That's what the PUP list means. You cannot do anything at practice. He can still be in the facility. He can work out. He can rehab. He can do all of that. He can be in meetings. Cannot be on the practice field.
That's the tough part.
Oh.
Femi Oladejo has signed his contract, finally.
Okay, we've been waiting for this.
The second rounders around the league have been signing, and Femi is the latest one to do it. And I think he marks the last Titan player or rookie to sign his contract.
Correct.
It's a 4-year, $8.4 million contract. The first 3 years are fully guaranteed. Signing bonus of $2.7 million.
Okay. 3 years guaranteed. Okay.
Glad they accepted.
Let's go. Get to work, young man.
Yeah, it's time. It's time. This is perfect timing.
All right.
Come on in the door.
Femi.
So this is, before going to that, though. With Sneed and what we've been hearing, I feel from the coaches throughout the spring, Sneed will be fine.
Yeah, we keep hearing that, but now he's on the PUP list.
You know, we also kept hearing Cushenberry is on track and a little bit ahead of schedule to be ready for a season opener.
He's also on the PUP list.
He's on the PUP list.
I thought there was no way in hell that Cushenberry would be back.
You said
week
that.
1.
You said that. But when
I
we
still
were able
don't
to,
think he will
when we
be.
were able to talk to them about him, like that's all they kept. That's all we kept getting fed was And this coaching staff has been transparent.
They have.
This is the first time that has been kind of head scratching.
Well, I mean, maybe they are being transparent. And maybe they'll both be back. I don't think Cushenberry's back, but I also don't think they're worried about it as much as they have been in the past. And we talked with Ramon Foster a lot about this, just because he's offensive line, guru kind of guy, knows about it in the league. He always tells me whenever I bring up struggles on the offensive line, he always says, you need 3.
Yeah.
You need 3 that can hold things down, that are that good, whatever. And at this point, I think Ramon feels like they're in a position where they have 3 without Cushenberry.
Yep. He did.
To where they're okay and can get through with somebody else stepping in at center for Cushenberry.
And that'll be just fine. How worried are you about
pretty worried
not starting with either of these two? And which one is more of a concern for you than the other?
Sneed is
a major concern.
Big concern for multiple reasons. But that defense, I think, is not going to be good without him.
Yeah.
What else do you have there? It's oof.
You need him.
You need it. You have to have him to function this year.
Yep.
You have to have him. It was such a disappointment last year, right? When they bring him in, oh, the knee's fine, everything's fine.
Yep.
Injury's nothing to be concerned about. Well, guess what? Injury was something to be concerned about, and he missed the rest of the year. Missed the whole year. So the Sneed thing I know is really frustrating for Titans fans, and I get it. But then I go back to Callahan and everybody talking about they're not worried about Sneed. It's not a concern. They feel okay. They feel good about it. So I'm going to be fascinated to see how this plays out with the PUP list coming up. And press conference starts tomorrow. Camp starts Wednesday. So we'll see what happens. But I just think that's a huge knock for this franchise.
Yeah, I agree. And not only from his play, but that veteran voice, that veteran leadership on that side of the ball, something that's needed. I mean, tremendously, especially when you're so young on the offensive side of the ball and you know what you're coming back with. You got a brand new quarterback, a line that's trying to get together and take steps. You got a wide receiver core that's all fresh and new outside of Calvin Ridley. Yeah. So I mean, it's tough.
I just think the step Peter Skoronski took at the end of the year last year, another step, I think, with Latham moving into a more natural position for him that he played his time in Alabama. I think just what you've done on that offensive line, you bring in a vet. You bring in 2 vets, really.
Yeah.
So I think you can be okay at that center position, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not ideal.
Right.
At all.
Right.
But I think you can be okay for a few weeks until Cush gets back.
And I'm not in panic mode yet with Sneed. After 2 weeks, though, that's my limit. 2 weeks. After the second week of training camp, I'm putting the big eye on Sneed. Like, what are we doing? If he's unable to get out there and practice, they're in trouble in the second.
They're in trouble.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I agree. And they're in trouble on the defensive side of the ball, period.
Yes. Yeah. Now, Savage always tells us stars born every day.
Up front.
No.
You cannot.
Not without coverage.
Not without. I mean, it goes hand in hand.
Bingo. we're in each other's head right now. You saying the exact same thing, Babsy.
And the coverage isn't great unless the guys up front can do their job. I mean, it's. Oof. Yes, the Sneed really gets me. The Levis is what it is. I just think it's a big screw you from Levis towards the Titans. As far as timing, but as I always say, at the end of the day, if something happens to Cam Ward and you have to play your backup, you're screwed anyway.
Right. Yep.
I mean, I've always said that. If you have to go to a backup quarterback, you ain't winning on this team.
Especially on this team, especially outside of more than one game. Mm-hmm. You do have to take into account. Yeah, taking account too who he's represented by. He's represented by CAA, which is talking about Will Levis, which is a huge sports agency So they know the ins and outs of the league. So
they know what they're doing.
Yeah, believe me. Even if it wasn't Levis
their
Park,
clients on certain things.
So we can't say this was Levis that came up with this decision, but I guarantee if he didn't, the agency did. It's like, dog, we're not gonna do this. How about we just get healthy? Take us a year, you'll be fine. And it's gonna be it's 32 teams. It'll be 31 other teams that look at Levis from a physical makeup and say, you know what? I can tweak that. I can get them right.
And an arm strength,
we'll be fine.
So you don't think
I can take a chance on him?
At the very least, someone's going to look at him and say, we want him as our backup.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
At the
no
very
question.
least.
I think he'll get an opportunity. He's going to get an opportunity to challenge somebody for a starting spot.
Yes, he will.
If you look around the league now, look at they still bringing Joe Flacco off the couch, man. Mm-hmm. Come on. So it's going to be plenty of opportunity out there, but it's not here.
Okay, so Zeph thought this was fun.
What's Zeph? What you doing
Available backup quarterback options for the Titans. He gave us a little list to roll with.
Okay. This is according to Spotrac.
Yes. These available is the key. Available right now, right? Heading into camp. Can I just point this one out real quick? Logan Woodside.
Your boy.
Come back home.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. I get it. I know. All right. Carson Wentz, Teddy Bridgewater, although he's in a little bit of a recruiting trouble there in high school. CJ Beathard, Tyler Huntley, Jeff Driscoll, Jake Fromm. Anybody interested in any of those?
I'm gonna go out there with as a backup. I'll take either Tyler Huntley or Carson Wentz. And I believe I'm not the big
over
Carson
Brandon Allen though. I mean, we're
that's what I'm saying.
it's like the bottom of the.
Hey, Tyler Huntley, Pro Bowl quarterback.
Yeah, see what I'm saying.
Remember when he made the Pro Bowl after being a backup?
Mm-hmm.
What a joke.
Well, wasn't he with who was he with? Wasn't Baltimore, was it?
Yeah, it was Baltimore. Remember
Baltimore.
because Lamar got hurt and he came in and played a couple games for Lamar, and then so many people said no. I don't want that they asked him eventually, and then he was like, yeah, I'll take it. So he's got a Pro Bowl nod.
We'll take a Pro Bowl.
What is Bryce Perkins doing? Who? Did he sign with anybody? He was a quarterback for the Michigan Panthers, UFL. Don't look at me like that. I'm telling you,
I was just thinking, what's his name? Brandon Perkins?
Bryce Perkins.
Bryce Perkins.
You remember him? Do y'all remember him from college?
I'm looking at him right now,
though. He played at Virginia for a little bit. I think it's after he
University of Virginia,
Arizona State.
Looks like he's still on the Michigan Panthers.
Okay, so nobody signed him. I think that dude, he can get it done with his legs. He's big. He's stocky. He's super smart.
He was named the UFL MVP of 2025.
Mm-hmm. And I want to say 2024, he was on track maybe, but he got injured. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you're looking for a different backup.
Okay.
Bryce Perkins.
I'm going to go Snoop Huntley.
So another option.
His nickname?
Yeah.
Yeah, Snoop. Yeah. Is Nick Suss put this out, and he put out basically every rostered quarterback under the age of 25 who is not a starter or competing for a job. So these are more than likely going to be either cut candidates coming up at the end of training camp or practice squad guys or something like that for every team.
Yep.
Some names on here that might interest you.
One of them's going to make me vomit.
Emory Jones, former Florida quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You also have Tyson Bagent, who has starting experience with the Bears. He's still on the Bears. Dawn's favorite quarterback on this list, Peyton Thorne.
That is the one that was going to make me vomit. No,
you don't think
I can't even fight for that, dog.
Dude.
I couldn't even.
He couldn't even get it done.
No.
Remotely done at Auburn.
They also have a chance.
He's tricked me enough in life.
Now, this one would be funny. Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders at Cleveland. Because there's no way they keep every single one of those quarterbacks.
I don't think so either.
They can't. They can't keep all four of those guys, right?
They're not letting
So one of these two guys are going to have to become available, you think.
Look at the chat's like, we talking about backups?
Yes.
About backups?
Well, I mean, we got to have one.
We are.
You got to have a backup.
Well, you do. You have two right now, Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle.
I mean, how many players in today's NFL play all 17 games, every snap, all 17 games? It doesn't happen.
Not very.
It does
many.
not happen anymore. And listen, I know the Titans, they improved that offensive line. They went and got Dan Moore and Zeitler, and they moved J.C. Latham over. And they're trying to strengthen that lineup. But you can't guarantee that they're going to be able to protect Cam right off rip. I mean, he's going to get
They're going to be
hit.
significantly better than they've been the last 2 years.
Yes.
And this
Totally
is
agree
me
with that.
who I always say, don't ever say that it can't get worse because it absolutely can. But I in my heart of hearts, do believe they're going to be significantly better, and that Cam Ward's skill set and decision making and all of that will also make it better.
They still got to gel.
Yes.
And even a good offensive line, quarterbacks still get hit. It just happens. It's the NFL. It happens.
But this is what we got to realize too. Like, this isn't a situation where when he's dropping back, it's 7-step drops, even 5-step drops. This is a quick hitter offense. You know, remember how much the tight end is involved. Remember how much the running back is involved. That's one of the key things too. You got to remember too, Zell. You keep your running backs healthy, and that'll be able to take a little bit more responsibility off Cam, where he doesn't have to force it or take chances, which he's going to take regardless. But the ones outside of the rookie realm that you got to take, the ones, if you can just take care of the ball, yes, try to fit it in some windows. You're going to have to learn the hard way, but don't just continue touching the stove. That's what we don't need Cam to do, because when you start doing that and keeping plays a lot, that's when you start getting hurt.
It's
and
also
off schedule.
Yeah. It's also, and I think not enough people are talking about this aspect of it, because I talked about it. I said it all season last year. Brian Callahan, with another year under his belt as a play caller, as a head coach, with a quarterback that he has the opportunity to build the trust in and isn't going to affect his play calling the way I think Will Levis's decision making affected his play calling. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so Terry McCormick just tweeted, or actually 15 minutes ago tweeted, I'm told the Titans won't really look for a fourth quarterback for camp with Will Levis now out of the equation. Going in with 3 quarterbacks opens things up for Cam Ward to get even more reps, which he will need.
That's true.
So this conversation could be all for naught. I mean,
It could, but you're always going to churn.
you
have
got to, especially with Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle as your backups. You have to look for something better.
But I think Brandon Allen is fine.
You didn't sound very convinced. You didn't sound very convincing saying that.
I'm cool with it.
He knows Cali, he knows the offense. I mean, I remember him in college.
I don't expect. I'm going back to your saying, Babs. I don't expect to get to him, because if we get to him anyway, then we.
You're screwed.
Yeah,
So it doesn't matter.
it is what it is. Cam, stay healthy. O-line, let's get them done. Get them right. We need them.
So back to, if you want to jump into any of this conversation,
Yes.
right? You want to talk about Will Levis, any of it, 615-737-1045. Lloyd Cushenberry starts the season on the PUP list.
Yeah.
L'Jarius Sneed also starts the season on the PUP list. So back to the Cushenberry, why I'm more concerned about the Sneed move than Cush is because, first of all, I assumed, I mean, dude, is a big man coming off an Achilles? Like, that is not easy.
Yeah, that's a lot of flexing right there, what he's doing in that spot. Yeah.
And so we talk about the rest of the offensive line, and Skoronski and Latham and Kevin Zeitler, veteran guard, came in. Doesn't he have a 1-year deal? I think he's on a prove-it deal, right?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure.
Who?
Zeitler.
Yes, 1-year deal.
Yes, 1-year deal, prove-it deal. So you know he's going to want to come in and do his thing. Dan Moore, which hopefully, is the positive. Dan Moore. Ramon Foster broke down every single one of his snaps from the season last year and sent us his breakdown. And there were a lot on there that maybe the numbers didn't look great, but didn't necessarily fall on him, according to a fellow offensive lineman, if that tracks. So, and then you have Corey Levin, who I get is not ideal for you, who you want to be around, but he can step in. He can play any of those positions. Can he step in at center for Lloyd? gone 3 to 5 games. Exactly.
He's gonna have to.
I think I would feel fine with that. He's done it before.
Yeah.
You also have the rookie Jackson Slater.
Yep.
Who worked at Summit Center in college. I think now he joined.
The last thing I want is a rookie playing center with a rookie quarterback.
He joined.
if
Zach,
I'm a Titans fan,
he joined Zach and Blaine.
It's terrifying.
Not Zach and Blaine. Zach and Stoney on Football and Other F Words over the weekend. Which if you didn't hear it, go check it out. They talked about
it's good.
So much stuff. And very.
He also talked about how basically miserable it is to have to work with not miserable. I guess I
Bill
shouldn't
Callahan.
put it that way. But
like how hard he is on them.
Difficult. Should I say that? Not miserable. Miserable was the wrong choice of word for me. But that's what I took.
And
like he's a hard ass coach.
He mentioned that he's been working at all 3 positions. So I mean, it's just another option for depth wise if they need to go to somebody.
The last thing I want is a rookie quarterback and a rookie center. Lord help us all. Anyway, so but all that to say, I feel more okay with Cush than I do Snead. Where are you guys on it? 615-737-1045. And let's play a game now that Will Levis is, I think, officially a bust for the Titans. That is next. We'll play a little game. It might break your heart, but that's coming up next on 3HL. This is Dawn Davenport, Ron Slay, and Zeph Behind the Glass. 1045 The Zone. Important message for all of you from our good friends at Bart Durham Injury Law. Some lawyers chase ambulances. Can you believe it? They'll do anything to get your attention, but that is not Blair Durham and his team. Because if someone calls you after you're involved in a wreck, a serious wreck, they are breaking the law. Yeah, there are lawyers that break the law. Marine veteran Blair and the team at Bart Durham Injury Law don't play those games. They are waiting for you to make the call, and they answer. They're local, they're trusted, they're ready to fight for you. No gimmicks, just a team that is on your side from the start. I mentioned local. Yes, Bart Durham Injury Law has been here in Nashville forever, and Blair Durham, one of the best people that you will meet. So if you or someone you love is ever in a wreck, remember Blair's number, 615-242-9000. That's 615-242-9000. Local, trusted, ready to fight for you. That's Bart Durham Injury Law.
United Structural Systems. You guys need to know these guys because they are there for you with foundation repair issues, with waterproofing issues. They will help you out. United Structural Systems is a foundation repair and waterproofing company that has served the Middle Tennessee area since 1994. And when USS comes out to your home, you are getting problem solvers who provide peace of mind to their customers, the homeowner. You're not getting someone who is worried about meeting a sales quota or upselling the next big thing, but someone there to educate you and help you understand what's happening with your home. At USS, their only measure of success is how satisfied the homeowner is, not a closing ratio. This attitude and culture is the reason they keep employees year after year. From project managers to customer service to production, some have even been at USS for more than 25 years. More than 30,100% satisfied residential customers at USS. With foundation repair needs, waterproofing needs, whatever your needs are, USS will help you out. Homeowners trust USS keeping homes dry and stable. We guarantee our best. Call USS 615-488-7855. USS serving Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, and Western Kentucky. Online at USSTN.com.
Welcome back in to 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. This Good Monday. We're rocking with you, getting your week started, and we appreciate you hanging out with us. Thank you so much. Also, know that Will Levis is out, people. He's out. He's going to have season
just like
ending.
Mayor.
Yeah,
Mayor's on assignment.
Yeah, that's right.
So is Will Levis.
Both of them
Forever.
are. Yeah. So, hey, man, feel free to call in 615-737-1045. Give us what hit you on the weekend. Give us what your thoughts are going into Titans training camp. It's going on. The league is about to crank up. And this is what you've been waiting on. Football is back, people. Cushenberry and Snead will start the season on the PUP list. But with the Will Levis situation coming to a head, who could the Titans have taken?
So this is Zeph's favorite game.
This is Zeph's game. He loves this.
Can I just say, you guys know Zeph well enough now, right?
Yeah.
This is such a typical Zeph
All day long
move to bring this up because this is how he rolls. Like he's like the negative, like, oh, well, if we would have done this, the balls would have what? You know, he's like that guy. So he writes us this morning. He's like, now that Will Levis is officially a bust for the Titans, my favorite game to play is look back at who the Titans should have drafted instead of Will Levis in the second round of the 2023 draft. So I'm going to start it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to let Zeph start it because this is his thing.
Crank us up, Zeph.
First off, the Titans should have should have had a third round pick.
That
in this past
is the
draft.
big part of it.
That is. I forgot about that.
That's the biggest.
That is where I would go and look for a player, but because I don't know how the draft would have shaken out this year if the Titans were there, I'm not even going to look at it. But just know that they should have had a third round pick, and I think they would have gone a little bit more off. I think they would have gone another wide receiver earlier,
right?
If they had that. But
I agree with you on that.
Looking back in that
third round pick.
second, I know that is big.
Yep.
Looking back in that second round, which they ended up giving Kevin Winston Jr. this year, which I'm actually excited about. I think he's going to be really good once he gets healthy. So maybe it worked out that way, but point still stands. Looking back at this second round in the 2023 draft, Titans trade up. I think they were at 35, and they go up to 33 to get Will Levis after he completely falls. Remember, supposed to be a top 10 pick, ends up going to the second round on day 2. The embarrassment of being there and having the camera in his face, which kind of felt bad for him that night. But I'm looking at this second round, and there are so many players that I would have taken, and a couple that come to mind.
I don't know.
Is picked at 34.
Yeah.
Which they would not have been able to draft Will Levis anyways at 34. But Sam Laporta to the Lions at 34.
Tight end.
I would have loved, instead of Josh Wiley, because Josh Wiley was in that 2023 class as well. So I would have loved for them to get an extra tight end to boost that room up. But the one guy I'm going to go is Jaden Reed, wide receiver that went 50th overall to the Packers. He's been a
Michigan State dude.
He was a playmaker for the Packers. I mean, electric with the ball in his hand. He's like one of those guys where like he could burst off a 50-yard play whenever he touches the ball. And that's one thing the Titans were missing is that explosiveness on offense. And they were missing it. Now they went and got they had D-Hop that year, but outside of that, they didn't really have anything offensively and wide receiver wise.
Hey.
What?
Number 16 was it?
He ain't done.
Okay, Slay. Okay. So I would have gone Jaden Reed, the wide receiver out of Michigan State, instead. Look, maybe you trade back in that second round to get him instead, and then you pick up some more picks. I don't know, but that's what I would have done.
The point of the third round pick this year was
that's huge.
Is your big point. Rashee Rice. I know he's been up and down and has had a lot of off the field stuff going on or whatever. The receiver out of SMU, he went 55 overall to Kansas City, 24th in that second round. But here's my take on it. I was fine with them going Will Levis. I thought that, and the Titans clearly thought it too, that it was low risk, possible high reward. I mean, we see him start that Atlanta game and just is on fire. And you're thinking, okay, they might have just found their franchise guy in the second round who fell, you know? I was absolutely fine with it. I look back and I'm like, there's nobody really that stands out that I'm like, they should have done, could have done. You know, I was okay with it because I thought it was low risk and possible really high reward for a guy that at times in college, not senior year, but he wasn't healthy. And even Chris Lowe will talk about, we'll ask him, we have Chris Lowe on today. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that and just look at what was really wrong with Will Levis his senior year in college. I saw him his junior year a bunch when he was with Liam Cohen. And I'm like, okay, this kid can play in the NFL. He's already in an NFL system with them at Kentucky. And now, of course, Liam left him his senior year, and then it all went downhill, and it was a disaster. But, I mean, I remember Chris Lowe telling us they told Will Levis to shut it down at Kentucky, and he refused and was like, absolutely not. I'm going to play through it, you know, blah, blah, blah. Richie says, UK, come on, Babs, you saw him. He was just not all that. I did see him, and I thought that he would be a successful quarterback in the league. Now, I saw him his junior year when he played well.
With Liam.
But he was with an NFL offensive coordinator who is now the freaking head coach of the Jags, right?
Yep.
And
expected to try to turn.
Yeah, so I was fine with this pick. I know you were not fine with this pick. You did not like this pick. I was okay with it just because I thought that there were so many problems at Kentucky his senior year that was the reason that he struggled. And then with the injury part, you know, all of that, I thought it was low risk. Why would you not if he's still sitting on the board there?
My thing was real quick,
No, I didn't know he was a mental midget.
And he's also a warrior. Everything you just said, warrior, who's going to go out there and fight to the end, maybe to the
detriment
of him and the team. He's going to go out there and continue to fight. But I knew in college that he was a...
Nathaniel?
Nate. Thank you. I knew it. And the reason why is because it wasn't what his arm talent, it wasn't any of that. None of that. All of that was cool. The physical makeup, I thought coming out of a lab, he was created to be a quarterback. The body stature and everything. But the problem for me, Babs, was he will give it to the other team. You just got to hold on and wait. I saw it too many times. Even in his good year, his junior year, it was still times that he had where, man, if you just hang on long enough, he will try to fit it in the window that window is a brick wall. It's like the cartoons where Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner would paint something over a brick, and the Wile E. Coyote would think it is something, and he'd try to run through it, and it's a brick wall instead of a window. That's what Will Levis was doing in college, man. So I knew that was the only thing. He's going to give it away. Did I say, all right, hold your horses after the Atlanta game? Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. But... man,
well, and then training camp and leading up to it. I mean, we were...
I was all in.
Duped.
I was all in. And then what happened against the... Was it the
Well, you know what?
Rams?
You could name any team that they played.
No, but I'm saying in the preseason. It was the last scrimmage, the 2-minute drill. Golly, who were they playing? I want to say it might have been Seattle. It was, because Quandre Diggs had just came from there.
Oh, yeah,
it was Seattle, and he threw the pick. Trying to go to Mason, Kansas with D-Hop and Calvin Ridley on the field. So that right there... further let me know, like, Lord is still in there. Like, got to be patient. But, yeah, this is...
Well, guess what? Done.
Gone.
Somebody in the chat hadn't heard the news. Will Levis out for the year, season-ending shoulder surgery.
Yeah, decided to go have season-ending shoulder surgery.
Interesting timing on that decision, but here we are.
You know another thing that gave away probably 2 or 3 wins? Special teams. So as much as we're focusing on the offensive line and the defensive secondary, like special teams was huge, yeah.
And not to mention, I mean, I'm not making excuses for Levis because he made plenty of bad decisions, but that offensive line was garbage. I mean, he had zero time to do anything.
It was trash.
It was trash. So. All right, quick break. 4 o'clock hour coming up next. We'll talk L'Jarius Sneed, Lloyd Cushenberry starting on the PUP list. If you want to get in on this conversation, 615-737-1045. Want your take. Who are you most worried about with the news that both of those guys will start on the PUP list? What concerns you the most? Not the most ideal way to kick off camp for the Titans. We're back with more on 3HL 1045 The Zone.
All right, y'all. Brentwood Jewelry is where you need to head to. 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. BrentwoodJewelry.com. You can get there and surf the web and see exactly what they have. Look at anything from watches to rings to bracelets to necklaces, earrings, and so much more. For over 50 years, Brentwood Jewelry has been proudly serving the community with exceptional style and exceptional deals. They've been doing this every single day. And why wouldn't they? It's a family-owned and operated business, understanding what it means to give back. And that's what they want to do, deeply rooted in the community. That's part of them. So you are part of them. Come on in and be at home and go and get exactly what you want, whether it's engagements. You want your wife in on it, your fiance in on it, let her go out there and do the process with you. You can sit right there along with her, or just let her go in there and have a good time. Brandon and the family will take exactly care of what they're supposed to. Watches, they got premier timepieces, pre-owned Rolexes, and more. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for over 50 years. It's BrentwoodJewelry.com.
Good afternoon. It's 4:04. I'm Just Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. Titans training camp begins this week as players will report tomorrow and will be on the practice field on Wednesday. Chad Brinker and Mike Bergonzi will speak at the podium tomorrow at noon, which you can catch right here on 104.5 The Zone. In Titans news today, the team announced quarterback Will Levis has opted to undergo a shoulder surgery that will make him miss the 2025 regular season after consulting with multiple doctors. That leaves just Cam Ward, Brandon Allen, and Tim Boyle as the quarterbacks on the roster. It was also reported that L'Jarius Sneed and Lloyd Cushenberry will start the season on the PUP list. Sneed dealing with that quad injury, while Cushenberry recovers from a torn Achilles. Also, just a few moments ago, the Titans agreed to terms with second-round edge Oluwafemi Oladejo on a 4-year, $8.4 million contract with the first 3 years fully guaranteed. He also gets a signing bonus of $2.7 million. For our Foundation Repair and Water needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone, people. Thanks for hanging out with us on this Monday. You're trying to get your week started. We are the ones to get your week started. You've been listening to The Zone all day. It's time for us to take you on in and get you in a happy hour and then get you right on in, snuzzled into the bed. Is snuzzled the word, Babsy?
I think that's a made-up Ron Slayism. But that's okay. I'll take it.
Get snuzzled in because training camp is
snuzzle on in.
starting.
I like it. 3HL powered by Ferguson Home. Discover their Mount Juliet showroom. It's 401 South Mount Juliet Road, Ferguson Home, where it all comes together, and they have everything there. We went and spent some time at their showroom. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Yes. Their stuff is awesome. I told you, I think you were out from your knee surgery, but when I was in Vegas, we did a night where we went to all these speakeasies that like hidden bars in Vegas. It was so cool. We
got a lot here, you know that.
Yeah, I know. We found a list, found them all on TikToks and then made a list. And so one of our nights was going to visit all of them and see them. So one of them at the Bellagio. Ooh. Yeah, I had a $50 espresso martini there.
50.
Yeah, it was the best espresso martini I have ever had.
Better have been.
That's what Mr. Babs said. He said that better be the best damn drink you have ever consumed, ever.
Right. Sheesh.
It was. But anyway, they had that, what was it, the $5,000 toilet that you sat on, the spaceship-looking toilet.
Yeah.
Opens on its own and cleans on its own and
clean you up, clean it
got
up,
a bidet
everything.
And all the things in it. Yeah, I walked in the bathroom. I was like, I saw this at Ferguson.
Did we put that one out?
I don't think we did.
I don't know if that video has been put out yet. We need to get on top of it. We need to put that out.
Yeah. Slay was all over the toilets.
Yes.
It was like Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
And in the shower.
The baby toilet.
Yep.
The mama bear toilet and the daddy bear toilet.
This was just right.
So good. So welcome in, Mayor, obviously on assignment. Huge Titans news today. Lots of nuggets dropping. We'll have Easton Freeze on in our next segment, by the way, and A to Z Sports. I believe it was them who broke the Sneed and Cushenberry news, right?
Yep.
Will Levis out for the season with shoulder surgery. He is done. L'Jarius Sneed and Cushenberry are starting the season on the PUP list. Which is very bothersome from a Sneed standpoint, since we just heard him say at his camp he's as healthy as he's been.
Yeah.
But clearly not healthy enough to start practicing with the team for some reason.
No.
Which one of those worries you guys the most to start the season?
Mine is Sneed, and there's no comparison, competition, whatever, because if they don't have Sneed, they're in trouble.
Mine after week 2. After week 2 of training camp, if it's no Sneed, I may be beyond worried. But I definitely will be worried. Right now, I'm still on the side of he's a veteran. It's still early on. I remember as a veteran coming into camp and coach saying, hey, man, listen, just work your way. But see, the difference is with this, I don't know if this is just a tag starting the season on the PUP list, and that can be lifted at any moment, like you said about the roster, until it comes out. Then that's taking up a roster spot, which makes it totally different. Right now, it's still a free-fall as far as the freelance of bringing guys in, getting guys out. Nothing has to be necessarily decided. But I've walked into camp before, and now basketball is different, but walked into camp as a veteran before, and coach told me, hey, man, listen, I want to – and this was against my will. He was like, dude, we're working you in slow. Like, I don't want you doing the two-a-days. I don't want you up at 9 in the morning running with them. Be out there, do the core work, and then come on in. Be ready for practice at the end and things of that nature. So I that's what I'm leaning towards with Snead because of all the things we heard from the coaching staff, them saying – he's going to be okay.
They don't seem to be concerned.
That right there is why I'm going to stay like this for a second.
And Easton Freeze is about as connected as they get to that team over there. And he said nobody over there is concerned about Snead. From a legality and his legal issues standpoint and from an injury standpoint.
And that's for Vandy Chris in the chat because he was asking earlier on in the first hour where did this have something to do with the legal part that was going on, but they're not concerned. Well, and to the point about the legal issues, there has been nothing but civil court stuff. There's no, nothing else. Yeah. The whole thing is bizarre. Right.
By the way, let me just go ahead and hit you with, if you're like, what the hell is the PUP list, right?
Yes.
Physically unable to perform list. So if they're placed on this list right now, heading into camp, during training camp, they count towards the 90-man roster right now, but they can come on and off that list at any time during camp, or they can come off the list at any time during camp. They just can't be put back on it once they come off the PUP list.
Right.
So, and then once you go, August 30th is the final 53-man roster cut down, right? August 30th this season is when it is. So that is when they have to decide if they put that player on the reserve PUP list, which means that if they're on the list at that time, they have to miss the first 4 games.
Right, okay.
So really, August 30th is where you're really concerned. You can see where they kind of ramp up from Cushenberry to Snead, see where they ramp up when they come back, because they can at any point during training camp.
Yeah.
I think it used to be 6 games a couple years ago, but it's down to 4. So, and then they can be activated at any point within that 4 game designated to return, basically. So, so there's your info on PUP list and what it means. So really, I mean, I guess you can look at it and it's a big deal with these 2 players, but they can come off it at any point during training camp.
Today is July 21st, people.
21st. So you've got over a month.
Yes.
And to see where they are.
So August 9th, I believe, is the first preseason game. So you are roughly 2 weeks away from that.
Yeah.
Which I'm not needing him to play in that. But after that would be my deadline. After that preseason game, he's not practicing. You got to get that speed.
Yeah.
You got to get game speed.
Then you're really concerned.
Yeah, I'm very concerned.
Yeah. And here's the other thing about the PUP list. They can do all team activities. Yes. They just can't be on the practice field. So like team meetings, rehab, workouts, they can do all of that. Yep. They just can't be on the actual practice field with their team. Right. What you're talking about, the speed of it. And that's where, especially with Snead missing last year, like he's got to get back. Yeah. To be able to see what he can do, test his body, and do all the things.
Got to be able to shake the cobwebs off.
That's why that is the most concerning for me. I'm not as concerned with Cush because I think that they've done such a good job at making the offensive line better, which, you know, people can complain about the Dan Moore signing all you want, but he's going to make them better.
Absolutely.
Because you've got Dan Moore, you've got Zeitler, then you've got Skaronski, and now you have Latham in more of his natural position. So at the end of the day, I always go back to our offensive line guru, Ramon Foster, and how he says you got to have 3 solid, take care of business at all times on that offensive line, and you'll be okay. You can have 2 weaker guys because as long as you have 3 solids, then they can kind of cover and take care of the other two.
Right.
So to me, you look at it and Corey Levin. I mean, Zeph brought up the rookie, Jackson Slater. I don't know about that. I don't want a rookie center and a rookie quarterback in the NFL. That might be ugly for Titans fans. But Corey Levin has played everywhere on that line.
Right.
He can handle that. So 615-737-1045. We'll sneak a phone call in here real quick and then head to break. And we've got Easton Freeze on the other side. Joe in Missouri is up next. Hey, Joe, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. I'm actually in Illinois. I'm east of Missouri, but I'm almost in Missouri. But,
okay. Well, that's close enough.
I'm a truck driver, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, so you're
I'm
everywhere.
Oh, shout out to you. Drive safe, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Slade did that for a while.
Thank you. So got a question for you. Is Levis on the PUP, is he active or is he released?
No, he's still on the roster. He still gets his paycheck. He's done shoulder surgery, injured reserve, done for the year.
Mm-hmm.
How does that look for the 53-man roster, though? I mean,
He doesn't affect that at all
he won't
because
count
he's out for the year.
Okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't
gotcha,
matter. He's just I mean, I'd be surprised if he was even around the team a bunch, you know? I mean, you're always outside of the team when you're in rehab anyway. It's one of the hardest things for professional athletes, so I'd even be surprised if he's around much.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
No, great call, brother.
Stay safe, Joe.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Will do. Thank you. No problem. Bye.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Easton Freeze from A to Z Sports. He knows all. Tweeted it this morning. We will talk to him next on 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Stick around. Just like the Titans might need another backup quarterback. Maybe you need backup windows and doors or brand new windows and doors. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville, who you need to call for that. And here's the beautiful thing about Pella. Well, first of all, they're the best. They've been around for almost 100 years in business, so you know that they do things right. And you can just check out their Google reviews and know that, okay, they do things right because there's so many positive reviews on that of people that have used them. I think they have a 4.9 rating right now. And everybody talks about the process of installation, the quality of the product, the craftsmanship, and the people there at Pella. And the other great thing is they let me do a different deal every month. So here we are, July 21st, and we got the Dawn deal. 60% off qualifying installations plus 0% APR for 36 full months. All you have to do is give them a call, 249-1910, or schedule a free consultation and ask them to give you the Dawn deal. PellaNashville.com.
All right, welcome back into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. You're rocking along with us, and you've reached the time when we have our first guest of the day, the one and only Easton Freeze of A to Z Sports, man. Easton coming in to try to clear a little bit up for us, give us some clarity as just about what's going on with this PUP list, what's going on with the shoulders. I need shoulder surgery. Am I out for a year, Easton? We got to figure this thing out. How you doing, brother?
What up, Slay? How are you, man?
Doing good, man.
Listen, you can only decide to have the shoulder surgery the day before training camp starts. Got it?
Makes sense.
That's right. That's
Easton,
right.
timing says questionable. Thoughts on that for Will Levis?
So you're right. It is surprising timing, right? The timing, I think I come down on this a little bit differently than a lot of people's initial reaction. This news has been met relatively conspiratorially, right? Like everybody's kind of throwing their tinfoil hats on today. Like, what's up with this timing of this surgery? Does it mean that Will Levis is quitting on his team or bowing out of being the Titans' backup? You know, what did he learn over the summer? I think the timing is actually less suspicious to me in terms of what it could tell us about Will Levis's desire to be the backup on this team. I think I would have been more inclined to think, I wonder if Will Levis is doing this out of convenience if we'd heard about this on June 12th, right? Or whenever, right after mandatory minicamp ended. Because there's nothing Will Levis learned about his standing on this team between the end of mandatory minicamp and today, the day before reporting for training camp.
Yeah.
He knew that there wasn't going to be a trade that materialized during the downtime. Nothing changed about the Titans quarterback competition. That's not really been a competition since the second Cam Ward was drafted. And anybody paying attention has understood that. So for him to get this surgery now, to me, I think it's kind of an Occam's razor thing where the simplest explanation is usually the correct one. And I think while it is kind of strange timing, I think he probably went home from mandatory minicamp and circled the wagons with his camp, rested quite a bit with a shoulder injury that, you know, when he first injured the shoulder, what was it, 10 months ago, the prescription up until just now has been rest and rehab will get this shoulder right. And with a lot of AC joint injuries, that is something that works. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes the surgery is needed. Sometimes the surgery isn't necessarily needed, but it can really accelerate your timeline if you're willing to take the downtime. And I think he probably met with an extra doctor or two, which we've kind of heard that he sought a second or third medical opinion outside of the Titans building. And that doctor convinced him that it would be wisest for the duration of his NFL career to bite the bullet, take the surgery now, and get ready for 2026. I know that we all want it to be deeper than that. And I'm not, this is kind of a small potatoes thing for me. Like, I'm willing to be wrong about this. I don't really care. I'm actually a little bit excited that we don't have to talk about this anymore after the next 24-hour news cycle.
Fair.
But I would guess that the timing is actually less suspicious than people think. And he's less quitting on his team and more just deciding that the rest isn't working. It's time to do something that is best for me in my future.
I still think it's a screw you Titans timing move, but
that's what I would like it to be.
Dawn, question for you, not to hijack your show. If it's, I understand, okay, maybe let's say it is a screw you Titans move. Is he really screwing the Titans?
I mean, just from a backup and then, okay, here's somebody that can actually push Cam Ward a little bit standpoint.
Because, well, and I hear you.
Yeah.
When I spoke to a number of people in the building about this today, one of the words used in response to me about how this has been received in the building is indifferent. Like,
yeah,
it's indifferent. Like,
yeah,
it's his call. We support his decision. But if it's a screw you move, we get some rumblings of like who's thinking what. Teams kind of catch up with each other after they get to the OTAs period, see where everybody's at. And maybe there was a slightly clearer picture in terms of whether or not the team thought they could pull off a trade. What I have felt relatively confident about since Cam Ward was drafted is that there was at least some mutual interest between the Titans front office, the Levis camp, and God knows the fan base in moving Will Levis. Like, it was in everybody's best interest for him to move on to greener pastures.
And his.
And no, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a let's get rid of this guy. It's let's get this guy somewhere that he's going to have a better chance to succeed, because that the time has come for him to not try to do that in Tennessee any longer. And that's okay, and that happens in the NFL. So maybe that played in, and maybe the Titans feeling less and less confident that there would be such an opportunity played a part in it. But I don't think this was a Chad Brinker called Will Levis over the weekend and said, hey, we're not trading you no matter what. You're going to be our backup. And then he threw a fit and decided to get a surgery.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. So do you think he'll be successful in the league at some point with his skill set?
I mean, in my heart, my answer is yes. Yeah. I understand that that's like kind of delusional on paper. The Sam Darnold fan club that never quit on him ever. Yeah. I'm anticipating myself kind of becoming a poor man's version of that for the duration of Will Levis's career, just because his traits are undeniable. Yeah. The last time that we saw him in the Titans practice field, he was still, at mandatory minicamp, I maintain that the most impressive single throw on each of the 3 days of practice came from Will Levis. Now, pay no attention to the fact that the least impressive single pass of each of those days also came from Will Levis. But the flashes were still there, and he's somebody that I think could, as a veteran, maybe some switch miraculously flips in his head. And if you told me one day he figured it out mentally, which he just may never, some guys never do, then I will be willing to be hurt again and bet on his traits.
Good stuff. Easton Freeze from A to Z Sports, which, by the way, you need to be following on Twitter because he tweeted this morning, head on a swivel, a.k.a. he knew all of this news that was about to break that you guys also broke.
Yeah, and Easton, you better understand, man, there's always going to be somebody that takes a look, and they don't necessarily have to watch the tape, but they'll just look at your physical presence when you walk in the room and say, you know what? I like this guy right here. I'll take that opportunity.
That's right.
So that happens all the time in the pro sports world. Yeah, that's why it's so hard to get kicked out of a professional league. Like, once you're in, you're in. So the other part is this PUP list, what we got going on. We've had conversations with you, Easton, in studio about the vibe, if you will, the aura around L'Jarius Sneed and his quad, and trying to see where he is. Is anybody really worried? Cushenberry, we heard the coaching staff talk about him being ahead of schedule. He should be ready to roll by the time the season starts. That's what they were hoping for. He's still on track. And then today we get hit with this, where both of them are on the PUP list until when the season starts.
Yeah, so and this was not, if you had been really grinding the writing that I was doing in the middle of July, which, everybody absolutely should be. I don't know what better things you have to do on the 4th of July.
Yeah, like, come on.
Reading the articles I'm only writing because I'm being forced to for my job, then you would know that this is not something that was all that unexpected. I had written about how there was a decent chance both of these guys landed on PUP. I know that Paul Kaharski had talked about that a couple weeks ago. I know that Jim Wyatt on 104.5 this morning kind of alluded to that, was able to officially report that today, and that was confirmed by Teron Davenport at ESPN. It's important for fans to know, first of all, that when you get put on the physically unable to perform list at the front of camp, there is no required holding time on that list. You could be on PUP for one day. You could be on PUP for the entire training camp. So there are guys that get put on that list for just the first couple of practices, and then they get back out there. Yep. You just get put on that list if you can't practice quite yet. And for these two guys, that's what the team is determining. They'll make that announcement official tomorrow, I'd imagine, on report day. With Cushenberry, I feel like for the most part, nobody's super surprised by that, right? Yeah. Because we haven't seen him at all. We understand the timeline. Week 1 on September 7th will be just a couple of days beyond 10 months removed from his torn Achilles last season. We know what the injury analytics look like on that, and how that 10-month mark is usually a decent chance to expect them back. And so they're also not wanting to rush him back. And Achilles is one of those things that it's not a pain tolerance thing when you're coming back. It doesn't really hurt. It probably hasn't hurt him in a long time, if I'm guessing. It's one of those things where you just got to be really careful, because if you do go too hard, you'll pop it again, right? So you take it real easy, and they're going to take it real easy with him. I'd imagine he'll be back practicing sooner than later, because if the team, expect him to be potentially available for week 1, which that's the part, the lead that I'm kind of burying here with Sneed and Cushenberry. The bad news is that they're going to start on PUP. The good news is multiple sources of mine inside the building have emphasized to me that while they're both starting on PUP, they are both still on schedule to return to play by September. So, it's a little bit funny to me to call, especially with L'Jarius Sneed, on schedule, because I feel like his schedule has changed 17 times. Right. So I guess you can always be on schedule if you just keep changing. You just change the schedule and you're always on schedule. I'm going to make that a thing for me whenever I'm late to things. So I'm on time. I just changed the time.
And didn't let you know.
Right, exactly. And the L'Jarius Sneed certainly hasn't been letting us know.
Nope.
And so that's the frustration, right, is that we hear from him once. We hear from him on Locker Cleanout Day, right, back in January. Mm-hmm. And he I forget the exact quotes. I don't want to misquote him, but it was generally positive things. And he, at one point during the season, was talking about how he was getting pretty close with his quad injury and was feeling better about it. And then I only laid eyes on him for a matter of seconds during mandatory minicamp as I saw him walk back into the building. He was like a ghost all week. We heard that he was around, but I only barely saw him. And then we only heard from him since January once during his hometown youth football camp, where a local radio or local TV station caught up with him. And he said, I believe I'm not misquoting him in saying, I'm healthy as I've been. Which I don't know what that means, what he meant by that exactly. I guess a charitable read would be, I'm as healthy as I've been so far in this rehab, which, okay, like today I am as old as I've ever been, and tomorrow I will be as old as I've ever been. Like, what is that supposed to mean? Clearly, healthy as I've ever been did not mean healthy enough to practice. And that was a little bit misleading to folks when that came out in the middle of the summer, and now he's not back at practice. So we've heard Brian Callahan say explicitly during the spring that we want Sneed back. We're excited to have Sneed back, and we want him to practice more than he was last year, even before getting hurt. We know that even when he's healthy from the quad, his knee is a chronic issue that he has to load manage in practice, but they want him to be more involved in practice. And at the moment, he's not involved in practice at all. So I think with each passing week that he's not out there, the frustration is only going to grow. And man, if he's not, I mean, we've talked about this, guys, if he's not capable of just being an average starting cornerback, forget what you paid him to be, which is so much more than that. But if he's not able to just be an average starting cornerback on the football field for most of the year, these are all very conservative expectations, then this defense has got some serious problems, unless one of these cornerbacks that I'm, way underestimating is going to blow up and just be awesome and none of us see it coming. Unless that happens, this could be a real problem for this team.
Yeah. Feel the exact same. So with guys being on the PUP list, Cushenberry and Sneed starting out, one that wasn't on the PUP list, and I got to bring this one up, the people thought may have been and started and kind of was going to be pushed to the wayside, Traylon Burks.
I knew you were going to do this, Slay.
Would it be right?
I thought you were going to say Winston.
No, I'm changing the schedule. I'm changing the schedule right now. You got to get with it, Easton.
I know who you are. I know your game. Not my first rodeo.
Is it anything to look into with this, or is this just, okay, we're going to let them get out there and try?
Man.
Not man.
No. It's not like I wish I could give you better news. It's not. I mean, listen, it is impressive for him that he practiced at all in the spring. That was a surprise to us. Mm-hmm. It is impressive in terms of his timeline that he's going to be, I think, a full go when we start practice this week. So good for him for getting back to play. And I wish him the best. God bless him. But it won't be with this team this year.
Yeah, I figured that.
Dang.
Thank you, Easton.
Went all in. Okay, let's go back to
Jersey going in the rafters.
Yeah, the trash, you mean? The dumpster out back? Yeah. Easton Freeze, A to Z Sports Easton. With us. Just real quick. So we were talking, okay, what's more concerning? Now, obviously, you're on the PUP list for camp. You come off at any point. August 30th is the date where you have to worry, because then you're looking at 4 weeks. You'll miss the first 4 weeks. But with Sneed, I said that is the one I am more concerned about. We expected it of course, with Cush, I think you've got a Corey Levin. You've got some options there, and some strength around that offensive line to where you can get away with not having Cush early on in the season, right? But with Snead, you talked about it. If he's not average for most of the year, defense is in trouble. What does the depth behind Snead actually look like? Because I hate to say it, but Snead has kind of broken Titans fans' hearts since he got here, whether it's knee, hammy, quad, I don't care, whatever. And so if you look at the history, you can't count on him. What does the depth look behind him?
Right, so that's the concerning thing, because when you try to figure out between Cushenberry and Snead who the more concerning guy is if they aren't available, there's two variables. It's who is more important and whose backup is more concerning. And on both fronts, Snead is the loser to me. Cushenberry is, listen, a center quarterback exchange is very important, and that relationship is important.
Yeah.
I'm not diminishing that, but your starting cornerback is a premium position for a reason. And then the thing about the center position is we've got Corey Levin, you've got Sam Mustipher. Those are guys who are going to be able to at least keep their head above water in relief until Cushenberry can get back. So that whole situation is concerning, but not alarming to me.
Yes.
The Snead situation is alarming because not only is Snead more important when he's on the field, but the backup situation in the cornerback room, I'm not going to call it bad. It's just so much that's unproven. So we know that Snead and Jarvis Brownlee Jr. and Roger McCreary are your starters, right?
Mm-hmm. Which actually is pretty, if you're a Titans fan, you should feel pretty good about that.
And this group lives on a razor thin margin, right?
Yeah.
Because if these three are all healthy and on the field together playing their best version of football, I'm going to sound crazy. I think they're one of the better units in the league. This might be a top 10 group of cornerbacks. Yeah. The problem is they all have limitations and or significant problems or questions going into the year. And they're not a group that has depth behind them where you take one out and slot somebody in and be okay. If Snead is gone, then Brownlee is your number one outside corner. And I love Jarvis Brownlee to death. I was a huge fan of his for months before the Titans ever drafted him. I was elated that they got him in the 5th round. I couldn't be a bigger fan of the guy. But for him going into year 2, when he still has a lot to prove to me in terms of consistency and reining in his aggressive play style, I am so not comfortable with him being your number one, him covering Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter and Nico Collins. That terrifies me. And I love Jarvis.
Yeah.
Roger McCreary is a guy that we have seen play on the outside, and he is the most consistent, reliable guy in this group, both in terms of health and level of play. Yeah. But the reason why he's fantastic in the slot and has been pushed back inside every time he's gone outside in his career is because he does have those physical limitations and the T-Rex arms, and he's not got the length that a starting outside corner typically has. And you just see him, he'll be in position, and the length will just get him. And there's just nothing you can do about that. That's God. Sorry about it. Mm-hmm. The other guys behind those guys are, again, I'm not going to say bad, just really green. So you've got Marcus Harris and Jamari Harris, who are both rookies. Marcus was your 6th-round pick. Jamari, UDFA out of Iowa, who I was kind of surprised wasn't drafted. I'm really high on, in particular, Jamari, but I hear really good things about Marcus from the coaching staff. So I have both of those guys projected to make the team, but they are both rookies. So I have no idea what they're going to look like when the pads come on. We saw Darrell Baker Jr. last year for the first time with the Titans. He was probably the most admirable in terms of showings from depth guys down the back end of the season. He had some good games. I think he's a capable outside guy. I think he's somebody that if one of the outside guys goes down, the starters, the coaching staff will probably opt to play him outside instead of bumping Roger McCreary outside, just because they do trust him enough. But he's somebody that has real limitations too. And if he's playing half the season more, you're just not going to be that great, I don't think, unless he makes a big jump. And then a bunch of guys that I have projected to get cut but are in the thick of the race, because I think behind the 3 starters, man, it's the Wild West for the next 6 weeks of camp. It is anybody's game. You've got a couple of veterans in Amani Uruwariye, who was a free agent addition, who's fine. Gabe Judy Lawley, the UDFA out of University of Tennessee, who's going into his 2nd year, who I might be too low on. Let's see him in pads, because the combination of his special teams prowess and some of the things that I've heard about what the defensive coaching staff thinks about him, maybe he's somebody that is, if I had to pick somebody to make a leap this year and us all be like, oh, okay, well, you know what? Maybe not that big a deal 4 weeks from now. Maybe it's because of Gabe Judy Lawley. And then a bunch of UDFA rookie guys, Clarence Lewis, Davian Ross, Jalen Kimber. And you know what? I'll admit it. I don't know the first thing about those guys. So it's just a lot. It's a lot of unknown. And unless somebody really, really jumps out of the woodwork in the next couple of weeks, then that's why this is so concerning.
All right, Sneed, better get it together. Easton Freeze, A to Z Sports, awesome. We always love when you come on. Follow him at Easton Freeze on Twitter because he'll let you know when things are about to break with the Titans. That's for sure. We'll see you this week out at camp.
Yep, see you there. Talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, Easton Freeze. Appreciate his time. You want to get in on the conversation, 615-737-1045 when we come back. This is 3HL.
All right, get back in here, people. 3HL is still on right here on 104.5 The Zone. You're rocking with us. Man, shout out to everybody in the chat. We see you on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Showing love out there. You can always get your voice heard with other people in the chat. We appreciate the love still pouring out over there. The Hall of Fame, yes, thank you very much. Now,
Hall of Famer Ron Slay.
I am in the building, Babsy. We are discussing everything that Easton Freeze just talked about. We're talking about Cushenberry. We're talking about Snead. We're talking about Will Levis. We're talking about the Titans in general starting training camp this week. But we do have callers on the line, 615-737-10. That's crazy.
4-5.
Yeah. I don't know where I was going right there.
Are you still on painkiller?
615-737-1045. Yeah, I couldn't get the last two out, man. That's just 1-0. Just 1-0. Just 1-0, y'all.
Okay.
All right, man. We're going to Jimmy. Jimmy, what's up, man? How you doing, brother?
How you doing? Great. Congrats to Slay on Saturday night.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that, bro.
Hey, question I've been thinking about today. I wish we'd have gotten it in for Easton. Is there speculation as to whether Levis would even pass a physical if he was traded, and maybe these last 6 weeks when he didn't get any better, they couldn't have traded him anyway because it could have been rejected? Has anybody thought about that?
That's an interesting question. Yep. Yeah. Well, I don't. There was, from what it sounds like, there was no interest.
Yeah, I don't think there was enough talk on the wire about him.
No talk about it anyway. So I don't think it would have mattered. But I mean, that's a good point. I don't know. I don't know the intricacies of his injury either. So it seems like, though, the Titans, from what Easton Freeze said, the Titans felt like he would pass a physical, just because they were talking about, having conversations about it happening. But I don't know the extent of his injury. But it's a good point.
Yeah, I agree. It was a good point.
Yep. Thanks, Jimmy. Okay.
You let me get real quick.
You want to shout out?
We got a little something we need to read. Okay.
Go for it.
I will. Williamson County Fair, people. It is going down. It's Summer Nights and Fair Delights at the 21st Annual Williamson County Fair. 9 days of fun, rides, food, and family entertainment, August 1st through the 9th, and we got chances for you to win tickets. Listen all week long to win or sign up online now at 1045thezone.com/contest. It's Summer Nights and Fair Delights at the 21st Annual Williamson County Fair from August 1st through August 9th. Enjoy 9 days of nonstop fun with thrilling rides, delicious food. So I'm going to go through there and make sure I get me a funnel cake. Live entertainment.
Those are the best.
Man, what? And family-friendly attractions. There's something for everyone, from kids to kids at heart. Don't miss the magic of summer at the Williamson County Fair. Get your tickets now at williamsoncountyfair.org. We do have another liner. Would you like me to go and take care of this one?
Sure, knock it out, Slay.
104.5 The Zone is going to Atlanta for SEC Media Days. Tune in to 3HL all week as we broadcast live from SEC Media Days.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Good job, Slay.
Yeah.
We're going to Atlanta again?
We're going back.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, shout out that guy, Rich. Send us.
Clearly, he copy and pasted and didn't actually read it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know what that boy.
Rich, you just got called out.
That's my man.
That's all right. Okay.
Yeah, Rich came to the after party and everything. Shout out, Rich.
By the way, James Fields going off in the chat like he always does. The way you guys talked about Levis last year, he was the dude. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Thought he was going to be.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. That's why the pieces
Huge
were put around.
surprise that he was not. I think to a lot of people, maybe not you, James, but he comes in
for an hour with us.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't the only people that he convinced that he was going to take this job and run with it. Like, he convinced an entire NFL organization that he could be the guy.
He convinced Brian Callahan, and you saw the reality of Brian Callahan realizing that he can't mentally do this job when he dropped the F-bomb on the sideline and the entire country started talking about it, which was way out of character for Callie, by the way.
Yep.
At least the Callie that we all see and know.
Yeah, he said, that was when he realized the difference between being an OC and a head coach, that the camera's always on you. So, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so a couple things we have coming up. We've got Chris Lowe.
Yeah.
What time is he?
We got him
He's
at
up next.
5.
Oh, wait.
Oh, 5 o'clock.
No,
5 o'clock?
5:20.
No, he's at 5 o'clock.
He's at 5 o'clock.
He's up
This,
next.
this is why we need Mayor here
Yep.
to
Come on, you
keep us together.
What are you doing?
But he'll be back tomorrow, by the way.
That's right. Okay.
My bad,
Just get us on out of
What
here,
are you
Denzel. Just get us out of here.
He's like, listen, I'm tired of them fumbling.
Yeah, just go and get us
We're
out of here, Denzel.
It's okay, my bad.
We're going back to
Keep
Atlanta
going-
anyway,
Keep
so.
going to that.
Anyway, we've got Chris Lowe coming up next. We have a couple of other things that we want to talk about. ESPN's Bill Connolly ranks the best active FBS coaches for 2025, factoring in expectations. And Slay and I purposely have not looked at this.
Yes.
Zeph wants to surprise us, so we're going to talk about that in the 520 segment. Along with all this Titans stuff, we will also hit all of that. And I want to remind you guys, we're at Twin Peaks in Madison.
And Rivergate. Madison Rivergate.
Yeah. One of them is what we're supposed to say, and one of them is what
one of
we've
them
always
is,
said growing up.
It's a Madison, but we're going to Rivergate.
Yeah, so we'll be at Twin Peaks. Come and join us there tomorrow, live show. And I do believe A1 Frank Caliendo
Frank
is going to join
Caliendo
us
will be in the
live out
building,
there.
baby, for
Yeah.
an hour, too.
So you'll get to see him for an hour if you come join us at Twin Peaks out there. Taking a quick break, Chris Lowe is next on 104.5 The Zone. Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt, pay it all off in days. With Loan Pronto's rapid equity loan, you can get cash out now. You don't have to touch your low rate first mortgage. You don't need an appraisal, and you don't have to wait. Yeah, that's Loan Pronto. They have figured it out. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. Your home equity is yours, and we all have it in this area, so use it. Get cash out to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Loan Pronto, A+ rated by the BBB, nearly 2,500 five-star Google reviews. I've used them. We got money out of the equity in our home to do a backyard project, and they were amazing to work with. 615-499-5780, loanpronto.com at 615-499-5780. Get debt relief now. Loan Pronto, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, on approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
What's happening, fellas? Get over there to Low T Center right now. Get your T levels text. That's right. You probably just need a little testosterone boost, and boom, get back into the game. And don't have those times when you're getting up out of the bed, you're feeling low and drained, and your energy is not where it's supposed to be, and you're wondering why you're not getting gains in the gym. Well, it could be your T levels just a little off, and all you need is a little boop, pick me up. Low T Center will come to the rescue. They have one in Hendersonville and have one in Brentwood, the one right there on McEwen. Trust the expertise that is over there. It's been patients changing their lives for over 15 years. Trust me. I went somewhere else, and listen, the game didn't go the way it was supposed to go. But coming back to Low T Center, they were happy to see me, and guess what? I was happy to see them get everything back the way it's supposed to be. And if you're also out there with your spouse and you're looking to, drop a few pounds, so you're looking to lose a little weight, head over to Low T Center for prescription weight loss treatments also and semaglutide. And if you qualify for treatment, you can get a free B12 shot when you start. All you got to do is go to Low T Center, lowtcenter.com, reinventing men's healthcare.
Good evening. It is 5:03. I'm just Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. Titans training camp begins this week as players will report tomorrow. Will be on the field for practice on Wednesday. Chad Brinker, Mike Bergonzi will speak at the podium tomorrow at noon, which you can catch right here on 104.5 The Zone. In Titans news today, the team announced that quarterback Will Levis has opted to undergo shoulder surgery that'll make him miss the 2025 season. After consulting with multiple doctors, that leaves just Cam Ward, Brandon Allen, and Tim Boyle as the quarterbacks on the roster. It is reported that L'Jarius Sneed and Lloyd Cushenberry will start the season on the PUP list. Sneed dealing with that quad injury from last year, while Cushenberry recovering from a torn Achilles. Also, the Titans agreed to terms with second-round edge rusher Olufemi Oladeju on a 4-year, $8.4 million contract, with the first 3 years fully guaranteed and a signing bonus of $2.76 million. For our foundation repair, whatever needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? Welcome into the final hour right here on 3HL on this Monday. We're on 104.5 The Zone each Monday through Friday, 3 to 6. Man, I know you've been waiting on it, and we are in the building. Thank you for hanging out with us, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Get your voice heard right there or call in 615-737-1045. That's the number to get in on all of these goody details that we got going on out here with Titans training camp starting. But first and foremost, we got the one and only ESPN's own Chris Lowe, senior writer, writing with us. How about that? Writing and riding with us, CeeLo.
Taking the sleigh ride.
Yeah, taking the sleigh ride in. CeeLo, you was on the sleigh ride this weekend, man. We're going to put a bow on the SEC, but first, man, give us your thoughts about this Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, how we wrap this bad boy up.
I'm fortunate enough, I've been to a few of them, and it's always, I tell people it's well done. It really is. And if you haven't had a chance to go, I don't care if you've got somebody, you know, that you love or are friends with or any connection, just go. It's, you know, buy a ticket and go, because the people you see, I mean, all the people that were there that you run into from around the state, and if you're a sports fan, it's incredible, you know, and I'm showing my age, but it was really cool to see Elston Turner induct.
Right.
I remember Elston, he's a legend. 50 years later at AE, Austin East in Knoxville. Well, he went to Ole Miss. I mean, Ole Miss had some good teams, and he used to wear Tennessee out when they would play. I mean, anytime the Rebels played the Vols, he was a lockdown defender, and he played on those teams. I think it was Sean Toohey and Carlos Clark, and Bob Weltlick was a coach. But it was just pretty cool to see him there and accepting his award, along with the sleigh ride.
Ron
Snuck on in there, CeeLo. I snuck in there, baby.
He killed it on the stage with Mike Keith, too, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Well, I knew it. Hey, listen, when Lolita birthed Ron, he came out with he had a microphone.
got to see her, too. She was so proud.
Lolita that was the highlight. I tweeted that.
Sure
it
did.
was great. It was a great night. But nothing beat getting to hang out with my girl Lolita Slay.
She's the sweetest too, and she looks so pretty. So pretty. Very cool.
I said, what are you going on, 49? What are you going on, 48, 49?
So, CeeLo, you mentioned all the people that were there. I mean, we saw, you know, obviously Coach Fulmer and David Poyle, and shout out to Doug Matthews, who was also inducted and got to chat with Tate Matthews, who's awesome. Ryan Silverfield, too, Memphis head football coach, was also there. He was accepting Seth Hennigan's award for him. And, of course, Memphis reports out they're offered the Big 12 $200 million to join the conference. And supposedly the Big 12's not interested in Memphis. What's the latest? I'm sure you picked Ryan's brain just a little bit on Saturday night, too. What's the story with Memphis trying to change conferences?
Well, I did get a chance to talk to Ryan. It was really cool to see him. What it tells me is the Big 12 just is not ready to expand, because that's a sweet deal.
Yeah.
What Memphis offered. I mean, and you look at the way Memphis has invested over the years. I mean, they've come a long way. I remember when Tommy West was a football coach there, and man, that place was. You talk about just being behind the times. Everything that played in the stadium, was the old Liberty Bowl, and before they'd done all the renovations, but the money, the resources, and what they've kicked into that program, and the success they've had. I mean,
yeah,
a lot of people probably don't realize. Ryan has guided Memphis to 10 wins or more each of the last 2 seasons. That had never happened before at Memphis. I think they've had 5 10-win seasons in their history. He's got 2 of them. And they're going to be pretty good again this year. So I was surprised. I mean, they'd offered a ton of money and, and sponsorship, that type of money, that type of stuff. We're going to take less than some of the existing Big 12 teams. But for whatever reason, I think the Big 12 is, I guess, good where they are and didn't want to go that route. I still think Memphis is going to be attractive because I think if they continue to invest the way they are, you look at all the group of 5 teams out there, they to me probably have as attractive a setup as anybody. And I think the product on the field matters. And I'd be surprised if Ryan doesn't have another really good football team this year.
I think I've worked their last 3 bowl games. Anyway, they always win their bowl games. Always. Coach is like, oh, hey, yeah, every bowl game you work, we win. Keep coming back. We'll see you in January. But yeah, I think people would be surprised at how much they've invested. And even from an NIL standpoint, I remember Seth Hennigan talking about it too. Like they got some money there at Memphis now. Yeah. So I was a little surprised about the Big 12 not being interested at all because Memphis wins.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And basketball, too,
change.
I mean.
Yep.
Yeah. Things will change. We'll see. I think over the next 2 or 3 years, guys, the landscape will continue to look different. There'll probably be some more movement in conferences. Who knows what the whole compensation model is going to look like. But yeah, you're right, Dawn. Memphis has not sat on its hands. Mm-hmm. They've done pretty much everything you can do in terms of compensation and trying to get up to speed really as much as any group of 5 school has.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, let's kind of put a bow on SEC Media Days. Obviously, the preseason media poll comes out after we leave on Friday, once everything's wrapped up. Did you pick Texas to win it all? Because 96 points went to Texas for them winning the entire SEC.
No, I picked your favorite school. Roll Tide, roll, Dawn. RTR.
Did you really? Are you just messing with me, CeeLo?
No, I did pick Alabama. I think Alabama will be much improved. I don't think there's a lot of difference in the top, gosh, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 schools. Yeah. Texas under Sark he's done an awesome job of creating depth and bringing in great players and having to wait their turn. I mean, think about it. This could be Arch's 3rd year on campus.
Right.
He was started, 95% of every other school out there from the first time he got there. Yeah. But I just think Bama will be a lot better on defense. I think Ty Simpson at quarterback will get it done. And I think year 2, just in talking to Deontay Lawson and some of their players, there's a connectivity and comfort level that wasn't there. So we'll see. But it's I do think, Dawn, it will be a lot like last year in that I don't see people running the table. There are going to be teams beating up on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some games that we don't see coming, some upsets, a little bit of a carnage like last year. I mean, think about it. You go back and forth last year. Tennessee loses at Arkansas. Vandy beats Alabama. Mm-hmm. Ole Miss beats Georgia by 3 touchdowns in Oxford. And Ole Miss turns on a few weeks later and loses at Florida. So, it was sort of one of those years, and I think it'll be sort of like that this year. But no, what I want to know, I'll ask you guys a question. Slade, did you vote for Vanderbilt again to win the title?
Man, I don't know. Hey, listen, I don't know. Vandy gets votes every year, and the votes are picking
every year,
up.
Multiple
picking
votes.
up.
I just won multiple votes.
Yeah, listen. I'm impressed with what Clark Lee's doing, but I didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
And the one Auburn vote, even though I love my Tigers, was not me either.
That wasn't you either, baby.
No,
you didn't give it to you.
No.
Who do you think slipping there and voting for the Commodores? Is Larry Leathers slipping back into the media days?
Gotta be.
Leathers.
That would make so much more sense. Golly.
Oh, my God.
I got a question for you, Lo, real quick on South Carolina, though. Being picked 5th to finish 5th, you think this is this the hype around Sellers or Beamer, coming back with a little better depth on the offensive line? Stewart being on the edge, expected to take this step. What is it that gives so much hope to South Carolina?
Yeah, I think a lot of times, Slay, you nailed it, man. When you got a really talented quarterback coming back, people tend to pick them higher. And I don't think South Carolina's schedule is as hard as, say, a Florida's or an Oklahoma's or an Arkansas's. I think that helps. Now, they do have 2 Power 4 non-conference games. They got to play Clemson and Virginia Tech. That's not easy, but I think it's the quarterback thing. My concern with the Gamecocks is they lost some really key guys on defense up front, safety, linebacker, guys who made a lot of plays for them. So, talking to Shane there in Atlanta, they're going to have some guys who haven't played as many snaps that step up and perform. But no, I like the Gamecocks. They were as hot as anybody last year, but this is a different team. That might be a tad high for them. I'll say this. They're in that group of teams, Tennessee, LSU, South Carolina, Florida, Ole Miss, over and above the top 3 we just mentioned. And you could probably throw in Texas A&M. I think you could definitely throw Texas A&M in that group. So what's that, 6 teams I mentioned?
Yep.
I mean, if they either one of those stay healthy and win close games, I think there's a chance that any of those could make the playoff. Because I got a hard time seeing just 3 SEC teams make it. I think after the gnashing of teeth, they only got 3 in last year. Something says you'll see 4 in this year.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait. It's going to be a really fun season. Good stuff. Shoot, and then that's not even talking about Auburn's going to be better.
No.
I think Arkansas might be a lot better with if Taylor Green can stay healthy. I mean,
all those teams will be better. I agree. Oklahoma will be better. So much of it's quarterback.
I want to take Vandy over Missouri. I want to take them. I want to take them finishing above Missouri for some reason.
Well, Missouri, I didn't mention, and Zion. If you guys got to talk to Zion Young, he said, "Y'all better put some respect on Missouri."
Oh, did he?
Nobody does ever.
In the league.
Oh, it's so easy.
Their schedule is easiest in the league. 6 straight to start the season.
Wow.
They don't play Texas. They don't play Georgia. So don't be surprised if the calendar flips to November and Missouri's right there in the middle of it for a playoff berth. I love Taylor Green. I think he's probably the most underrated quarterback in the league. And I think when you look at Bobby Petrino's quarterbacks, when he has a returning quarterback, I mean, they blow up. And I think Green has a big year this year for the Hogs.
Can't wait.
And I think he can post you up too, Slay.
He long. I don't know.
Legit.
I don't know if he got enough to get in the boom boom room in his hips and stuff, CeeLo, but boy, he is long, man. It's a long kid right there, man.
You have no idea how tall he is until you're with him in person.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I asked Trino about it. He's like, God, he is tall. He's got those long strides.
Yes. And it's like it's a gliding gazelle like stride too. It don't even look like he's going that fast.
You put him in the boom boom room last year.
I did, sure did. Yeah.
But you don't see people running him down from behind.
No, you do not. No, you do not. Let's hope he stays healthy. I think they could do something special if he stay healthy.
Yeah, it'll be a fun year. I do believe you'll see a lot of results that you don't see coming, which for all the criticism, the SEC, which going into last year it was too top heavy. And I sort of agree with that. It was Georgia, Alabama, Georgia. And I've said this, LSU was great in 2019, but there was a pretty big gap. I don't think that gap's as wide anymore. I think you can think the transfer portal, you can think NIL. You got a lot of schools now on any Saturday that I think can go in. If you don't play well, no matter who you play, where you play. I mean, think about it. Kentucky won 1 game last year in the league, and it was at Ole Miss.
Right.
And I think we'll see more of that this year, more of that, whatever you would call it, cannibalism, teams winning when maybe you don't expect them to win. Now, that may not be good for the league as a whole in the playoff, but I think as a fan, it makes Saturdays pretty darn fun.
CeeLo, can Stoops hang on? Like, what is it going to take for him to hang on? Because I don't see him going 500.
We didn't get to talk to him this year. He usually comes by our show every year, and this year I think he just wanted to get out of there. But you got to spend some one-on-one time with him, I know, or a couple of you guys.
No, I talked about
Bob.
All his suits, man. Mike, Bob, Mark. But no, I've talked to Mark, and listen, he knows they got to be a lot better. He said they did a huge self scout. They brought in a ton of new players. They were not a very good football team last year, and yet they beat Ole Miss. They lost by 1 point to Georgia. So he's been there so long. I think it's like, you have a car that performs and does pretty well, and after you have it for so long, you just want a new car. But he gave the fan base, the critics, at opening last year by going 5-7. He had all those winning seasons in a row, 8 straight bowls. He'd won 10 games, a couple years. They're like 18 and 21. But to dip like last year, you can't have another one of those. And I think he knows that. I think it will be better. Again, like I said a minute ago, we'll see how the quarterback play is, because it has not been good the last year or two.
And my last one before you get out of here, what will it take for Brian Kelly? Because we who did we talk to? God, I can't remember, but they reminded us, man, what happens at LSU is championships. Like the last 3 all either snuck up on it, had a great team, but they all got championships regardless of what, in year 2 or 3.
Year 3.
Yep.
Les,
Orgeron,
and
who we missing?
Who are we missing?
It's someone.
Miles, Orgeron, and are you talking about their last 3?
And Saban.
And Saban.
Yes.
Saban, yep. That is.
Saban was year 2, I think. Yep. Les was year 2, and Ed was year 2. Les was year 3, right? Yeah.
When the Tigers come to play on Saturday night.
That's him, boy.
I want that guy back in coaching so bad.
Hey, I'm with you on that, Babsy.
Go Tigers. As far as Kelly, ask me after that first game. They play.
Okay. Yeah.
Will be the one I'll be at opening week. They play at Clemson, the Battle of Death Valley. That is a massive game for LSU, because they just haven't been able to get over the hump in the last 4 season openers. He's yet to win a season opener. I think at LSU, so that's when they really need to build some momentum and find a way to go in there and win. Because if you don't, then those same questions start to circle the program, and you still got the SEC schedule in front of you. That's one of those games that either it really starts to fester or you win, and boy, maybe they take off from me. The LSU will be better. They did a nice job of bringing in weapons around Nussmeier. They brought in Barry and Brown. They brought in Nick Anderson. They should be a lot better. It's just, are they going to be able to play the kind of ball they need on defense? I think that game, there's 2 games, Don, and you'll like this one. There's 2 games to open the season that I think are absolutely critical for the SEC out of conference. That one, LSU Clemson. I think even more critical than that one, and it's not just because you're my bud, is Auburn Baylor. That game's at Baylor. It's a Friday night game, if I'm not mistaken, or a Thursday night game. There's no more important game for a team in the SEC to open the season than Auburn. They really need to win that football game, because if they do, then I think they can build some momentum. If they don't, you being from the Plains, you know what's going to start if they lose that first game to Baylor.
Yeah.
They ain't losing.
Get them, Babsy.
They ain't losing. That's right. Chris, love ya. We appreciate you. Everybody go follow him at, what are we, at CeeLo ESPN. Yes.
Hey, what was curfew? What was curfew the other night, Slay?
Which night? There's been multiple nights.
I was sitting in valet, not waiting on a car, smoking a cigar at 4:20
a.m.
a.m. That gives you any idea.
CeeLo, here's my take on it. I woke up the next morning. Baby Babs woke me up at about 6:15 the next morning, which was so painful after that night of partying for Slay. And I almost called Slay because I was 100% sure that he was still up from the Hall of Fame induction.
That makes my head hurt just hearing that. And let me leave you with this. Slay, in that room that night, we could have put together a pretty darn good starting 5 in hoops.
Absolutely.
You got Stevie Hamer at the 5. Bring Dr. K, Larry Keenan. Let you and Keenan play 3/4.
Yep.
You got the wizard Tony White at point guard, and you can bring in Elston Turner, who's going to lock anybody down on the other side of the basket. And if you wanted to go a step further, neither one of them there. But what if you bring in Shamiqua and Tamika? Is there anybody that beats that Hall of Fame class?
No. That's why I said it at the end, man. Y'all better remix this thing, man. It's not one deeper than this. I'm sorry.
And then Rick Barnes could coach y'all.
Man, there it is. And Rick Bird was in attendance, too. Put both of them over there.
Bird was there, too.
Yeah.
Unreal. And the legendary Chris Lowe could write the articles.
I don't think you have enough guys in shape to play defense anymore.
We're playing half court, CeeLo. You know what it is.
Good stuff, Chris Lowe. Appreciate you. So glad we got to see you twice in the last week. Hopefully, see you during football season. CeeLo ESPN on Twitter.
I'm proud of my boy 35. We'll see you guys soon, all right?
Thank you, Lo, man.
All right,
Appreciate
see you, Lo.
Yep.
This is 3HL. When we come back, couple things. Want to hit on ESPN's Bill Connolly, ranking the best active FBS coaches while factoring in expectations. Zeph is adamant that this list is going to surprise us.
Okay.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Stick around for it.
All right, y'all. Yes, that heat wave is out there. Trust and believe. Look at the heat index on your car or your truck, whatever it may be. Matter of fact, that AC better be bumping. If you check it and you turn it on and it's not blowing, well, you know who you need to call. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. They are the heating and cooling company that can take care of all your HVAC needs. And trust and believe. I know this because we use them. That's right. They are family and they treat you just as such. His sons, they run it. That's right. Son-in-laws, run it. Daughters, run it. Everybody in the family is involved in this. You can't get any better than Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. That's why Kevin and his fam are number one in this. They schedule your 21-point tune-up for only $69. And also understand that you can get free service calls with their repairs plus low monthly payments on those repairs. And you need a unit, they got you covered. Get up to 60 months, no interest financing with approved credit. What gets better than that? It's Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. Go to springhillac.com.
All right, change is always happening. It's a part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs rewritten, classics remixed, bands and artists come and go. And, of course, all of our taste in music changes as well. But no matter how things change in 5 years, one thing that will stay the same, the price of your internet, because Xfinity is introducing a 5-year price guarantee. Can you beat that? What does it mean? You get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with their best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. If you're surprised, we know life's full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at Xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions do apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards. USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Xfinity.com.
Welcome back in, good people, to 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. And understand this, 104.5 The Zone, they've teamed up with Holiday World and Splash and Safari for the 2025 season. Holiday World and Splash and Safari's water coasters and slides are the cool splash of fun your family needs this summer. Not only are they called the water coaster capital of the world, they're less than 3 hours away. Enjoy free soft drinks and parking, too. To sign up for a chance to win tickets, visit 1045thezone.com. /contest. I said splash. I'm thinking about the water coasters. That's all it is, Babson.
What are you doing? You're like reading all this stuff
Zeph
we're supposed to
read?
read?
Yeah.
We never do that.
I know.
Why are you doing it now? It's not even accurate.
I know. That's why I'm reading
Also,
it.
Splash and Safari, school starts in 2 weeks. If you haven't made it by then,
Probably ain't going to make it.
you probably ain't going. Think you can take that one off.
Hey, listen, there's a couple of them. They got us going to SEC Media Days on this one, too. So.
Yeah, guess what? We've been there. Been there, done that.
Done that.
Need a little update on our promo sheet.
Somebody help me.
Although I love the fact that you're doing it.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to read them up, Babs. If we got to read it, I'm going to read it. I'm a Ron Burgundy that thing.
Just like Mayor.
Yep.
He will read whatever you put in front of him.
Anything. All right.
Talked about this. ESPN's Bill Connolly, who does a bunch of analytics. I've seen a lot of his stuff. I used some of his analytics stuff for SEC Media Days and quarterbacks and all that. He does a good job. But he ranked the best active FBS coaches, college coaches for 2025. While factoring in expectations, right, Zeph?
Yeah, so this is how he explains it. He says, basically, you measure two things when you're gauging coach performance. You do overall quality and quality relative to the expectations of the job. So there were some rankings that came out back in May of the top college football head coaches. And, those were, your typical Kirby Smart, Marcus Freeman, Ryan Day.
Right, the ones who are playing in the college football playoff every year.
And he specifically mentions, those are at premier programs. So they know what the expectations is. So what about some of these guys that are at smaller schools with smaller expectations, but are still performing really well? So he wanted to put that together using analytics. He uses a stat called SP Plus ranking, which I have not been able to find the definition of. But there is an average versus the baseline. And then he factors in expectations, and he's come up with this list of the top 20 or the top 30 current active head coaches. And this is a minimum of 4 years, so they've had to be in coaching at least 4 years. So starting at the top 10, I'll start with number 10, Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State, with a coach rating of 8.3.
Okay.
Number 9.
I love Gundy. He's struggled a little bit early on the NIL stuff, but he's got it together.
Number 9 is Jeff Traylor from UTSA.
Yes.
With an 8.7 rating.
You like him?
I like him. I worked one of their bowl games.
Okay.
It very difficult for him because he hits on a player and then dude's gone in the portal to go to a bigger school, right? Yeah. He's had his, what was that quarterback's name? Frank, who stayed forever. You know who I'm talking about. Anyway, dude, that guy is zero, you know what, given.
Really?
Zero. Will say exactly what he's thinking.
Yeah.
Anytime.
That's real.
Hell of a coach. Used to be a high school coach, I believe. Really successful high school coach. But I really like him. And dude, he wins there.
That's what this shows is this is taking into the fact that he's at UTSA.
Right.
So the expectations aren't national championship.
And they don't have ridiculous money to be thrown around.
Exactly.
Now, they do. They have some help, but it's not. It's nothing close. Yeah.
So Jeff Traylor gets in the top 10 at number 9. So number 8.
Go Traylor.
Brian Kelly, LSU. Now remember, this is the last 20 years is what the sample size is. So a minimum of 4 years. So this also includes his time at Notre Dame.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I feel like we can't count.
Well,
that.
he didn't win nothing now.
Next.
With their little independent schedule.
So he's at number 8. Number 7, Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss.
I'd say Lane is overachieved a little bit for them.
For where he is?
Yeah, for where he is.
You're still adamant that it's hard to recruit.
It is.
There.
It is. Sorry.
I love it there.
All right.
I think it's cool.
Number 6, Dan Mullen, who's currently at UNLV.
That's so weird to me.
I got to watch this, what's going to happen with him at UNLV.
I mean, look what he did at Mississippi State. Now, he did have Dak Prescott.
Yes, he did.
That makes a difference.
And I
right?
really think that season where they got up to number 1 is what's bumping him high up on this, because I don't know what expectations Mississippi State had back then. But it couldn't have been number 1 in number 1. Now, they ended up choking later that year, but number 1 ranked team in the country could
because
not have
then
been part of that.
Guess what bowl I worked them in? The freaking Charlotte Bowl. Talk about a disappointment, right?
All right, number 5, Dabo Swinney from Clemson with an 11.2 coach rating.
Okay.
Which is, you expect him to be up there.
Yeah, he set his own.
What number is this?
That was number 5.
Okay.
Number 4, James Franklin, Penn State, with an 11.6. So not much more than Dabo, but enough to bump him up to number 1.
And also, what's his record again? Against top 25
like
teams?
4 and 50 or something?
Or top 10 is the worst.
I think top 10 was 4 and 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Not
All
good.
right. Okay, well, we'll give that.
Number 3, Kirby Smart.
3.
How is Kirby Smart not 1?
Yeah, like, has anybody done it better in the last 10 years?
No.
Sheesh.
I wonder if him being at Georgia
pulls him down
because of the expectations. Like Georgia is supposed to be up there.
Yeah,
and
but
also, it's just been such a juggernaut. I mean, it's not rebuild, it's reload for him, and it has been since he got there. I mean, they fired a coach who won 10 games every year.
Yeah, but
that's what you're walking into.
It's kind of like Dabo. Like, he set his own bar at Georgia, though.
Yeah.
Mark Richt, they were winning, but they weren't winning chips.
No, but they were winning 10 games a year.
Yeah, no question. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Now,
I mean, do you ever get to walk into a program that's winning 10 games a year?
Nope.
Ever?
And a hot box for recruiting like that? No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Now, I will
I'd
say
still
this.
put him 1.
I would too.
In this graph, he's got the years and the sample size he used for each coach. So, like, for example, Mike Gundy, 20 years, because Mike Gundy's been coaching for that long. Jeff Traylor
has built a heck of a program.
Exactly. Jeff Traylor, he's only used 5 years because I guess that's how long he's been.
He's only been there, because he was a high school guy before.
Like Brian Kelly used 20, Lane Kiffin 13, Dan Mullen 13, Dabo Swinney 16, James Franklin 14. Kirby Smart, he's only used 9 the last 9 years. He did not use the first year he was at Georgia, which I don't know why he did that. He just said he just used the last 9 years to use the last 9-year run for Georgia, which I guess.
Isn't this year 10 for Kirby, though?
This
is year 10.
Going into year 10.
Yeah.
So number 2, this was what was probably the most surprising on this list, is Josh Heupel from Tennessee, 7 years in the sample at a 15.1. Number 2, best active FBS head coach.
I mean, when you got it, you got it.
What? What is this? Listen, I love Connolly, but this is just weird. The metrics of whatever he's using is kind of jacked.
That's a tough one.
And I love Heupel. Don't get me wrong. I love Heupel. But you can't say that the expectations are not what they are at Alabama and LSU and whatever else at Tennessee when it comes to football.
But
you can't say that.
But this goes to what you were saying, though. Not when he took over.
Zeph?
This was
not when he took over.
This was his 7-year sample. So I think this goes back to his days at UCF as well, which is why I think this gets pulled up. Is because the stuff he had at UCF.
If we gave it to Brian Kelly for just winning, then he didn't have to win chips.
Then Heupel had that at UCF on top of it.
Here's the funny part: is Bill Connolly. So Tennessee put out a graphic about this article. It said number 2 best active head coach Josh Heupel, and said that's our coach. So Bill Connolly quote tweeted it and said, number 2 based on a formula I tried to make clear that I was still fiddling with. But if we're going to overdo it, I want to overdo it with awesome graphics like this. So he knows that his formula is not perfect. And
he also knows about Vol Twitter and how they roll. Yeah. And that Tennessee fan base, he's like, you know what? Let me go ahead and play into this fan base real quick.
We like it.
Exactly. All right.
So that means number 1 has to be
Ryan Day, Ohio State. 6 years in the sample with a 15.8 coach rating.
Does he include Michigan in that?
No.
Would you like to know where Hugh Freeze is on this list?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to.
Auburn has screwed him, but he's got to be.
He won, but he won at his other places.
He won at Ole
Liberty.
Miss. He won at
Ole Miss,
Liberty.
yep.
He won it.
He's 19th.
That makes sense. If that's the metric you're using.
I mean, his time at Auburn has not helped his
No,
cause.
that's pulled him down.
Yeah,
Pulled him down.
I blame Harsin.
I think the most unfair on this one is Steve Sarkisian at 29 at Texas.
How?
11 years. I guess where he was before Texas.
No, he was at
Alabama.
Alabama, yeah.
So I'm not sure why he's got 11 years for Sarkisian. Again, he did mention that he was still fiddling with this. This was not perfect.
I don't know.
Not perfect, Babson.
Well, clearly. And listen, don't come at me, Tennessee fans,
Get it, y'all.
being like, you hate Josh Heupel. No, I don't. I love Hype. I love his offense. I think it works. All those things. But there is no way Josh Heupel should be number 2. And then also, what about DeBoer? He was super successful. Where's DeBoer on the list?
Let's see.
At his previous stop.
Kalen DeBoer.
What were his other previous stops?
What was it before Washington?
Is he not even on the list?
No, he's 13th at Alabama.
Okay, I was
Right.
gonna say.
5-year sample size. So Washington and Alabama.
Not bad.
So yeah.
Head coach at the University of Sioux Falls,
Oh, come on, DeBoer.
Fresno State,
Was DeBoer teaching?
Now he did win
University
there
of Washington.
because remember when he moved to Alabama, when he left for Alabama, the whole thing came out. It was like everywhere he goes, he wins.
yeah, they won 3 NAIA titles
Exactly.
at that. 3 or 4, I think.
So
I mean, he won there, but
It makes sense that he's in that top 15.
come on. All right, Hype Train. Zeph's on it. This is why Zeph wanted that in. He's
I like that.
come on.
Good pull, Zeph.
He goes, where do you think Heupel ranks? I was like, oh, God.
Rocket top.
I put him in the top 20, but I forgot he was so successful at UCF,
Home,
too.
sweet home to me.
Now, listen, if he can get a quarterback, they'll be successful this year. See what happens.
We got us a quarterback.
Okay, well, if he can get one that can perform right away, how's that?
Well, that's a little different.
Wait, is his name Joey?
Absolutely, his name is G.I. Joey.
Really? You're sold on Aguilar?
That's what I ain't got no choice.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you do. There's 2 others there.
Yeah, I was come on.
Real quick, the chat brings it up. Sark, his time at USC before Alabama.
He wasn't ahead though, was he?
Was he a head coach when he got fired? Yes.
He was ahead.
Remember, because he had a drinking problem?
So what? Thanks, Babs.
Oh, he owns it, though. He talks
Does
all about
he?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He went to rehab. He did all the things. Remember, he was like wasted at a
I do remember seeing him.
like big event, a
Yep.
big donor event
Yep.
with the president of the university and all that. It was a whole thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. We'll take a quick break. We'll get your phone calls coming up next to wrap up our show on this Monday. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening, y'all? KellumStemCellInstitute.com. Hurry up. Get on over there and get you a consultation today. Sit down with Dr. Ethan Kellum. Let me give a big shout out to Dr. Ethan Kellum, too, man. Can't say enough. Bringing back a gold for the USA men's under 19 national team in basketball. Salute to you for that, brother. Way to get it done. Holistic stem cell therapy, another way to get it done. Your body, your cells, your solution. They can now only harvest your body stem cells, but also store them for future and continued use. So you're wondering exactly what does that mean? That means like the inflammation comes up and it's in your ankle, or it's in your neck, it's in your back, it's in your hip, it's in your knee. Well, you got a solution for that. All you got to do is go get the therapy, get it done the correct way, and trust and believe the process. And I'm telling you, everything will be fine, from congestive heart failure, lung issues, autism, and arthritis. The number 615-850-4415. 615-850-4415. That's KellumStemCellInstitute.com. All right, welcome back into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. You've been rocking out with Big Slay, Babsy, and Zephyr. Mayor is on assignment. He will be
Hall
back
of
tomorrow.
Famer, Big Slay.
Thank you for that, Babsy.
Yeah.
Most definitely. We told you, man, dial in with us, 615-737-1045 to get your calls taken. Joining us, thank you guys in the chat, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Holding it down. And shout out to Ferguson, always holding us down. You want some home, what is it, home...
Everything.
Home
everything.
Home everything. Get on up there. They got a new shop up at Murfreesboro. We went and visited. Check us out on our
Mount
socials.
Juliet.
I was in Mount Juliet, everybody.
Yep. That was.
Why did I think I went to Murfreesboro?
I don't know.
I live in Murfreesboro.
Yeah. I went over Zuff House. He had some Ferguson stuff. So, all right, let's get to the phone lines. I got Eric on. Eric, you want to holler at us about Levis? What you got, brother?
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
First of all, Slay Dog, congratulations on being nominated and put in the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. You deserve it. I'm very happy for you, bud. I really am.
I thank you, man. I appreciate that, brother.
I guess you could say, yes, you were in the building. You were in the building. How about that?
That's right.
But anyway, here's what I want to talk about. As far as Will Levis, I appreciate what he's done the last couple of years. I think he went through a very unfortunate situation where we had a coach that got fired in the form of Mike Vrabel. And then last year, a first-year coach coming in, he had to relearn the whole system and that sort of thing. And I really hope that he makes a full recovery from this. Now, I will say this. I mean, even had he not had to have that surgery, I mean, I logic would have told you that Cam Ward, with him being the number 1 overall draft pick, that was going to be Cam Ward's job on opening day against the Broncos, regardless. So, but my thing is, real quick, I just want y'all's take on this. I'll hang up and listen. Do you think maybe it's possible that now that Levis is going to be out for the whole season, that Amy Adams Strunk might try to look for a backup to come in and compete for that number 2 job behind Cam Ward? And I'll hang up and listen. Y'all have a great day. And again, Slay Dog, congratulations. And go Vols.
Thank you, Eric.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Amy Adams Strunk is not looking for any kind of backup quarterback because she is letting her people do that.
That was supposed to be the whole hiring and hierarchy and all of that put in place. So
she is not involved in that kind of stuff. I know. I think it was Terry McCormick or somebody reported that they were good with their backups right now. That they're fine with Brandon Allen and Boyle.
Yep. And it ought to be more reps for Cam Ward to go around.
More reps for Cam Ward and let him work.
Thrown into the fire.
Now,
we hear
you just hope as a Titans fan that there's a good enough offensive line in place to help protect him and keep him healthy and give him a chance to succeed. Maybe some weapons.
And that's all we need.
We shall see. So, there's no, hey, listen, we went through the backup quarterback list of guys that are available, and there's nobody that you're interested in on that list anyway. So, did you see Phillip Rivers also retired as a Charger, right?
Did he? That was pretty dope.
Yep.
Good
Came
job.
out, I think he put the video out a little while ago.
Good for him.
Now he gets to be a dad to 80 kids that he had.
Dude. Never left San Diego. He used to commute
That's going
all
to
the
be
time.
busy.
Yeah. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's wrap this bad boy up. We got Reese and Laura, who we haven't heard from in at least 3 or 4 weeks.
I know. You guys doing okay? Oh, boy. See, this is the bad thing when we go to them at the end of the show. They've been drinking all day.
Hey, it's your choice when you come to us. We just love the show. Hey, real quick, Big Slay, we sent you a picture of your child on Instagram. She's rocking the headband.
I got to look at it.
She has the headband on for your inauguration. We're proud of you. Induction, whatever. I'm not good at English language. We're very proud of you. The reason we haven't been here for 3 or 4 weeks is I've been on third shift. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but I'm back on first shift now. But you've got to check out the picture of the cat and post it. It has the headband on there, Big Slay.
I love it. Poor kitty cat.
No, this cat is a rescue. Big Slay, it is your daughter. But Big Slay, I had a whole bunch of stuff to get to, crawl space stories, everything. We're out of time. So you know how we end this wonderful day of you being in the Hall of Fame, Big Slay?
Talk to me, how, Reese?
Good Rocky Top! Woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee! We love you, Big Slay. We're proud of you. We'll have another call next week where we actually have some content. Let's go, Big Orange!
Thank you, Reese. Thank you, Laura. Appreciate you guys.
Football!
Yes, indeed. Let's go, baby.
Reese and Laura just closing out the show with our Hall of Famer. What an awesome event. We're super proud of you, Slay. And
thank you.
What degree did you hit on that knee today?
I got to 110. Then I got to 110? What else?
Yes, 110.
Yeah, 110. I got to 110 today, man. I was
So
at 105 on Friday, 110 today, 120 is where they want to get me to.
Okay.
So I'm going to be there.
You're rocking.
I am, Babsy.
So proud of you, our Hall of Famer. What a great weekend. And Titans camp opens with the press conference tomorrow noon.
It's going down.
It's going down. We will carry it live right here on 104.5 The Zone. And then we will be live at Twin Peaks in Rivergate. To break it all down. And then Frank Caliendo is going to come join us, or is scheduled to come join us in person for an hour. Of course, his show is at Zanies on Wednesday, which we will all be at. So if you want tickets, Zanies.com, and come join us for a little Caliendo. Tomorrow and Wednesday.
Yeah, it's going to be a time, people. Come out there and join us, man. We appreciate you. Have a good night. God bless you. We appreciate you letting us be in your life.
We did not take that lightly.
We did not take that lightly.
We don't take it for granted, nor do we take it lightly. Man, we need Mayor back. He's back tomorrow. Good night. God bless. See ya.
Wouldn't want to be you unless you were getting a shout out to Buck Rising, man. Happy birthday. He slid by on us, y'all. Happy birthday, Buckaroo.